Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Lovington Wildcat Baseball from Portales and the final series of the regular season. With Don Morgan alongside, I'm TJ Miracle. Thanks for tuning in, as here's the situation, and it's very similar to the situation that we were in last year when these two teams got together at the end of the season. If you win the series, you're probably in the playoffs. If you don't, you're probably not.
Yeah, I noticed that the rankings got updated, and Portales is ranked number 16 in New Mexico 4A
17.
Overall. Oh, okay. We're 16, they're
We're
17?
16, they're 17.
We're 16, they're 17. I had it backwards. So, yeah. And it is, I guess, in baseball, top 16
for 4A anyway.
Make
Yep.
it for 4A. So, yeah, it all comes down to this series. So, tonight's game and then tomorrow's doubleheader, very important for both of these teams. Every run is important. Of course, the outcome of each game important, and the winner of the series, whoever
Yes.
takes a 2-1 victory out of this three-game series, likely will make the playoffs. At least the first round, the play-in game.
There are some other strange things that could happen down below them. There are
Okay.
some of those other teams that are playing for district championships this week that are ranked lower than these teams.
Right.
But you could see, some weirdness now. I think if one of these teams were to sweep the series, that would get them in 14, 15, 16. You're still on the bubble. And come Sunday afternoon, you're still kind of going,
Yeah.
But I think if you win this series, you're probably in 15, 16, as long as nothing weird happens. So you go 2 for 3.
Mm-hmm.
But you lose this series or you get swept, you're going to see your playoff hopes get swept away too.
Right. And, of course, when you talk about things weird happening, and that is district champions, it's
District champions
impossible.
get an auto seed into the playoffs.
It's impossible for the NMAA seeding committee not to take a district champion. And so that's, there are also, there are always some things that can happen, and nothing's guaranteed going into that seeding committee meeting. So, of course,
yeah,
coming
other
out
than
of that,
district champions getting
right.
in, there is no guarantees
that's
past
it.
that.
So this is and neither of these teams, is looking at being a district champion.
Right, because I believe the district championship has already been claimed by Goddard. If not, they've got to, I think, win one of the 3 against Artesia this weekend.
Okay.
So, Goddard probably going to be the district champions. That would be, my guess. So getting ready to go into this one. Lovington at 9-14 on the year, 1-5 in district. Portales at 10-11. Pardon me. And they are 1-5 in district. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups for today's game. We will start with your Lovington Wildcats, as leading off and playing second, it'll be Cesar Salinas. Batting second and playing shortstop, Luis Garcia. Batting third and playing in right field, Micah Pondo. Batting fourth and pitching is Jonathan Aceves. Batting fifth is the catcher, Jaden Hernandez. Batting sixth and playing first is Nick Parra. Batting seventh, playing third, Ryan Weiser. Batting eighth is the DH, Ethan Gonzalez. He'll be hitting in place of Patrick Sanchez, who gets the start in left, and Cameron Ochoa starts in center and bats ninth. For the Portales Rams, leading off and playing shortstop will be Andrew Ontiveros. Batting second and pitching will be Carden Gutierrez. Batting third and playing in right field will be Carson Pfaffenberger. Batting fourth is the first baseman, Traven Price. Batting fifth and catching, Alex Luscombe. Batting sixth and playing center, Zane Mayberry. Batting seventh, playing second, Elijah Tellez. Batting eighth is the DH, Idel LaGorda. He'll be hitting in place of their third baseman, Miguel Gomez, and batting ninth and playing in left field is Dylan Saunders. So that's how Portales will line up. That's how the Wildcats will line up, and really just a beautiful afternoon for baseball. One game today, and then the season-ending doubleheader, regular season-ending doubleheader tomorrow.
That's right. Your bench or reserve players for Portales are number 5, Leighton Faust, number 4, Devin Diaz, number 42, Manuel Aranda, number 8, Peyton Williams, number 24, Dallas Lozano, and number 11, Noah Swift. Your bench or reserve players for Lovington are number 3, Alden Taylor, number 4, Jaden Gutierrez, number 18, Danny McMullen, and number 19, Ferencio Lujan. So we may see those players come in as pinch runners, as pinch hitters, and going in in relief of certain players out on the field. So, yeah, it is a beautiful afternoon. A little bit of that breeze, as you said. We face more wind driving up here. I thought we would get here and the wind would be stronger than it is. I'm happy that it is not. I'm sure the players are also happy, as it's not a complete dirt infield. The base paths from first around to third are dirt, and of course shallow, outfield, and then around home plate there is a circle that includes the batter's boxes and a little bit in front of that area and behind, and then the pitcher's mound, and the rest is natural grass.
Well, it is, and the turf here in Portales appears to be in pretty good shape. Was down in the dugout a little while ago getting the lineups for the start of this one, and a few patches here and there, but you're just going to have natural turf, going to be a little patchy here and there, but all in all, the grass looked like it was in pretty good shape as Coach Tellez and Coach Ariola meeting with the officials behind home plate. Great to have you with us today on HobbsAmerica.com and, of course, on the Lovington Sports Channel on YouTube.com. Now, on that YouTube channel, be sure you subscribe. We are 9 people away from somebody getting $100 worth of my money. It's not coming from the sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. You see them at the bottom of your screen. You'll hear their ads throughout the game. It's not coming from the station. It's coming out of my pocket just as a way of saying thank you for supporting the Lovington Wildcats and Lady Cats and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. So tell your family and friends and get them to subscribe. And, well, if you're a subscriber too, might just get one of you $100 for watching your Lovington Wildcats and Lady Cats play all season. I've been trying to give this thing away since halfway through football season, and we're getting so close.
We are.
So close.
Just a handful. So a little bit more if you can. Spread the word and help us reach that.
We certainly want to do that, as the wind going to be gusting about 20-25 miles an hour. It is blowing from right to left, but slightly out. Here at Portales, you do have kind of a mini monster out in center, but very high walls. I don't know how many times over the years I've seen balls, just hit on a rope that hit the top of that wall. In a lot of, places it would be out. But with the high walls out in the outfield, you do have to get it up just a little bit to get one out of here.
And it's interesting that you've got a higher wall on the left side out than the right side. Right side is shorter. Right field is shorter, and left field a little higher. It's stair-stepped, and then finally the highest is right in the center.
And it's funny. You picked that up, and this is, I think, the first game we were talking that you've done here. I don't know how many games I've done here over the years, and that's
Really?
the first time I noticed that.
Okay.
Well, you are much more observant than I, to be sure.
Just depends on the day. I guess I got just maybe 20 more minutes of sleep, and that was it. So that's probably it.
Take what you can get.
Yeah, especially during baseball, softball season. Lots of games on the road, lots of travel time, but we're happy to follow the teams, and, of course, safe travels to everybody going back tonight as well.
Of course, one game today. Starting, we're already past the, the first pitch time, but we'll be starting here in just a few minutes. And then tomorrow, got a doubleheader for the final, what will be the final games of the season, no matter what happens, because, one of these teams' rewards for making the playoffs is going to get to, be going to Grants or St. Pius up in Albuquerque probably. But
long road trip.
But, we will be there tomorrow for the season-ending doubleheader. 5 o'clock, and then probably around, knowing the way these things usually work, about 7:30, I would guess, probably
for that
first
second
pitch on the second game tomorrow night.
We'll be at Wildcat Field, and it's at least supposed to be a windier day. It's going to be a cooler, much windier day tomorrow, and we'll see what kind of an impact that has on everybody. But just getting this one into some fairly good weather and getting this first one over and done with in that series will be a good feeling this afternoon. And then, of course, all comes down to the final 2 tomorrow.
Well, it certainly will, as the Wildcats are in the road blue tops with the white pants. Of course, the white lids with the blue bills. Wildcats in script in white. On the front, the white letters and numbers. Portales is in their home white unis, all white with the red letters and numbers. And the all-white caps. Is a long meeting out at the mound between Coach Tellez and Coach Ariola. I'm not sure the last time I saw a meeting out there that went this long, meeting at the plate between the coaches. But I guess they got all the ground rules worked out, as Coach Ariola going to trot back into his dugout. And I'm to see how we do this. And I think we'll have a national anthem, I would think.
Yeah,
So
I don't know if they'll do introduction of players out on the field. Sometimes they do, and then of course the announcement. So no, do we have a loudspeaker? Okay, so probably not, but we may have a national anthem.
yeah, so probably not is what
Oh, no?
what we've
Don't
just
have
been
it, no?
told. So
Okay.
all right, let's
okay with us.
let's get some let's pay some bills right quick, and
Okay.
we'll come back with the first pitch. This is Lovington Wildcat baseball from Noalmark Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats!
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
And welcome back to Lovington Wildcat Baseball here on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com. With Don Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. Pardon me. Great to have you with us on a breezy Thursday afternoon from here on the High Plains. Batting first for Lovington, it'll be Cesar Salinas. Batting second, Luis Garcia. And hitting third will be Micah Pondo. Let's go ahead and set up Portales for you in the field. You've got Gutierrez on the hill, Luscombe behind the plate, Price, Tellez, Ontiveros, and Gomez around the infield from first to third, and your outfield left to right will be Saunders, Mayberry, and Pfaffenberger.
Well, it's some real good sort of atmosphere, I think, old-time baseball atmosphere, classic baseball, not old-time necessarily, but classic baseball atmosphere. You've got a lot of different benches and bleachers, and then a lot of the Portales faithful with, you can just tell that they've had their favorite spot staked out for probably years, and they're in chairs, along the backstop all around between the dugouts. And right underneath us is the concession stand. And the aroma of that freshly made popcorn is just mouthwatering. It's really great.
It does. That
Yeah.
popcorn does smell pretty good.
So it really does
we
feel
may
like
we have to go get some between innings at some
feels
point.
like a slice of Americana here, with the natural, the all natural ball field, and just the whole beautiful, afternoon, little breeze, and lots of kids playing around the bleachers, and families, and little shade, some shade trees right here. So, just has a nice park feeling. And like I say, classic baseball sights and smells and sounds here at the ballpark this afternoon.
Well, and ready for a big game and a lot on the line for both of these teams. And strange things can happen, but both of these teams definitely going to be looking for the sweep or to win the series, which will help their case come Selection Sunday for getting in the playoffs. I really think the team that loses this series will probably not be making it, so a lot on the line for both of these teams. Of course, the Cats under the field direction of former longtime head coach Robert Areola, now
Right.
the athletic director, and the new head coach, getting the program rebuilt a little bit of rebuilding, but he's had some building blocks to build on. And, of course, longtime head coach Tellez for Portales on the other side of things. So we are ready to go as Cesar will step in, and Gutierrez will twirl it from the hill. And here we go. Luscombe down, giving the signs and the wind and the first pitch, and that one is going to be up and away for ball one. And we are underway. Final series of the regular season starts this afternoon. So a 1-ball, no strike count. Gutierrez on the hill, looks in, pitches from the stretch, and he'll deal, and that one is going to nip the outside corner. Took a little bit off of that one, a little bit of break in it, and he'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Salinas gave it a lean, gave it a good look, let it go.
Of course, he is the leadoff hitter, very patient with the twig, and the 1-1 pitch swung on, and that one is going to be fouled off. And so now it'll be a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
And Salinas is quick on the base paths, very fast.
Going to do anything they can to get him on. Lovington has picked up the aggression on the base paths as a team this season. As Salinas asks for time, steps out, and it is granted. So he'll step back in, settle in. And the wind and the pitch and swung on, and that one will be hit off the fist, a little popper. And on the run between the mound and shortstop is Gutierrez. So it'll be a pop out to the pitcher for out number 1, as now Luis Garcia will come to the plate. Now, Cesar not able to get a lot on that one as Gutierrez broke it in on the hands and just kind of popped it up right there. Well, no kind of to it. He did just pop it up. So Luis Garcia to the plate. Luis plays in the field righty, bats lefty. The big open stance, settles into that left side box. Gutierrez will look in, has his sign, and the wind and the pitch swung on, and that'll be a hard shot on the ground towards second. Tellez will scoop it up and fire over to Price at first in plenty of time. 4-3 for out number 2.
Wow, pretty efficient pitching as well. So Salinas had a 1-2 count on him when he popped out, and then Garcia.
5 pitches, 2 outs.
Yeah, that's it.
Doesn't get much better than that. So it'll be Micah Pondo to the plate now. Pondo, the righty right fielder. Outfield playing about halfway back, halfway 3/4 of the way back. The center fielder Mayberry shades a little bit over towards the alley in left center. And the first pitch to Micah is going to be on the outside corner and called strike 1 as the wind has shifted a little bit, now blowing mostly out here in Portales. Gutierrez taking his time. Now he has what he wants from Luscombe, and he'll deal the 0-1, and that one is going to be chopped foul down the third baseline and out of the reach of Robert Arriola and Gomez, the third baseman. And Micah now down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. So the 0-2 count. Pondo can find his way on. Aceves waits on deck. Micah looks over into the dugout and gets a signal from there, then looks down to Coach Arriola. Now he's back in. Down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. As Luscombe gives the sign. Gutierrez will deal the 0-2, and that one is up and away, ball 1. So opted not to just come right after him with that one. And it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Of course, 1 game today, 2 tomorrow. Back at Wildcat Park. So it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Gutierrez sets at the belt and deals the 1-2 curveball swung on. That one is lifted high in the air out to right field. If it is fair, it's trouble, and it is fair. And so Micah actually is run into by Price, who blocks the base paths and stops that from being a double, and the umpire will award him the double on interference. So it's a 2-out double for Micah Pondo as Price basically just got there and stood in the way, and nothing Micah could do about it, so they award him second. Now Jonathan Aceves to the plate. Jonathan, of course, the pitcher and the cleanup hitter for the Cats, and he's got a man in scoring position and a chance to help his own cause.
Nicely hit ball by Pondo.
Outfield again playing fairly deep, and the center fielder Mayberry shading over a couple of steps towards left center. Micah with a big lead off, and the first pitch to Jonathan is on the outside corner, and that'll be called strike 1.
Yeah, that's a nice breaking ball.
The ball gets away from Gutierrez. Ontivedo's going to have to come corral it. He bobbles it around a second.
But no harm.
Yeah, no harm, no foul. Didn't get far enough away from anybody for
Nope. Pondo.
for Pondo to take off, and he will. He's got a huge lead out there.
He does.
Ontivedo's going to shade over a little to keep him honest, and the 0-1 swung on. That'll be a line shot out into deep right center. That is going to bounce. That's going all the way to the wall. That'll get one home as Micah will score, and Jonathan turns on the Jets. He's rounding second. He's going to third. On the relay, the throw in, not going to be in time, and it'll be an RBI triple for Jonathan Aceves, and the Wildcats will take the 1-0 lead.
Wow, a little two-out rally ignited by Pondo's hit.
And Danny McMullen will come in as the courtesy runner for Jonathan. So McMullen on to courtesy run as Aceves with the RBI triple. McMullen with good speed out there. He'll look for any bobble behind the plate to swipe home as now Jaden Hernandez steps in, the number 5 hitter. Hitting right at a 300 clip this season, a touch over. So Jaden going to get ready as Gutierrez sets at the belt. Has the sign, comes to the plate in the first pitch on the outside corner, strike one. Gutierrez is probably not going to overpower you, but he does have a good selection of pitches, and he does have some that have some wicked break on them. Some good movement. As Gutierrez ready to go. And the pitch to Hernandez. That fastball is going to be in the dirt. And even the count at 1-1 Nice job by Oscom to block that out to keep McMullen stapled over at third. So the count evens up at 1-1. Hernandez at the plate. Infield pretty much their normal positions. Outfield straight up. And the 1-1 on the way, and that one is going to miss away for ball number 2. One had some late tail on it that pulled Loscom out and out of the zone. So it'll be a 2-1 count. Nick Pata waits on deck if Jaden can find a way on. Pickoff attempt over at third, and Danny will slide back in wide of the plate to get around the tag of Gomez.
And Danny again, another quick one around the base paths.
One thing about Lovington is they are very aggressive out there, sometimes overly aggressive. I think it's good in situations. And the 2-1, and that one's right back up the middle. That could be trouble as getting it on the backhand as Tellez gets it deep behind the bag at second, throws it and it gets away from Price, and that will score a run. Hernandez on the horse, heads to second, and he will be at second. And so scoring will be Danny McMullen, and Hernandez reaches via the E3. And so no RBI on that because it was an error. But that'll keep the line moving for Lovington as Jaden moves over to second, and checking in to run for him will be Jaden Gutierrez. So Jaden for Jaden.
And that's going to bring up number 11, Nick Pata, your first baseman, to the plate as the two-out rally for Lovington continues now. 2 runs across.
2-0, Lovington in the lead. Portales trying to shut this one down right now to keep it right where it is at. First pitch to Nick, swung on, and that'll be a hard shot on the ground. Tellez will get to it and fire it over to Price at first. No bobble this time. 4-3 for out number 3, but the Wildcats strike first as they lead this one 2-0 after a half inning. More Lovington Wildcat baseball to come here on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com.
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the SmartHub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcbcnet.com and look for the SmartHub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with SmartHub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball. And in the top of the first inning, the Wildcats scored 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error committed, 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the first with Portales coming up to the plate. Lovington leading this one 2-0 with the call. Here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan. Andrew Ontiveros will lead things off for Portales. Carden Gutierrez bats second, and their leading hitter, Carson Pfaffenberger, hits in the number 3 slot. Setting the Wildcats for you up defensively. Aceves is on the hill. Hernandez is his catcher. Pata, Salinas, Garcia, Weiser around the infield, first to third. Sanchez, Ochoa, and Pondo in the outfield from left to right. And Aceves, of course, the number 1 pitcher for Coach Robert Ariola, has pitched effectively for the most part this season. Sometimes he tends to get just a little bit wild and lose the zone. But you know with Jonathan on the mound that Coach Robert Ariola is not conceding anything. He wants to get this game one win, knowing it gives him an advantage going into tomorrow.
Definitely. And these 3-game series for the district season, the part of the regular whole season, it's interesting, especially given all of the pitching restrictions that there are, the pitch counts, and the coaches have to be so strategic in the way that they think about who they're starting and who their relief pitchers are, and really watching that pitch count and pulling them out in order to, keep them eligible for more games in the series.
So here we go as Aceves is on the hill. Ontiveros will settle into the right side box. We are ready to go. Bottom of the first, Lovington leading 2-0 as Jonathan will deal the first pitch, and that one will be in there on the fastball, called strike one. So a no ball, 1 strike count, bottom of the first. Outfield playing about halfway back, halfway 2/3 of the way back. Infield pretty much in their normal positions, and the wind and the pitch, and that one a fastball in the outside corner. And Ontiveros now down, no balls and 2 strikes. Weiser plays a little bit towards the bag at third. A little more than you would see sometimes. He has backed up just a little bit. A lot of times he plays even with it. And the 0-2 pitch swung on and missed. Ring him up and sit him down. Has got him with the fastball as Ontiveros pops the bat on the turf. Mad at himself, and he will head to the dugout.
Wow, some good pitching right out of the gate, though, by Aceves. A lot of speed this afternoon, looking like very good control. Well, let's make sure that he holds on to that in the stretch here.
So now it'll be Carden Gutierrez, the pitcher, to the plate. A chance to help his own calls out with 1 out here. The pitcher-on-pitcher duel. Hernandez sets up outside in the wind in the first pitch, and that one's going to be high for ball number 1. So the 1 ball, no strike count. 1 down for Portales, bottom of the first inning. Lovington leading 2-0.
Aceves works pretty quickly as long as nobody's on base. He slows down a lot when he's got a base runner.
1-0 pitch swung on, and that'll be a little chop shot, and it'll be foul as it bounces inside the left-hand batter's box before it rolls out into fair territory. So the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Jaden went out and did just what you're supposed to. He got it and was ready to fire it down to par at first if need be. So it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Yep, you always play it out. Play the ball out until you hear for sure from the ump on fair or foul.
And the 1-1 delivery, and that one a fastball in the outside corner right where Hernandez set the glove, and Aceves hit it, and so now it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count to Gutierrez. So 1-2 the count. Jonathan ready to go. And he will deal the 1-2, and that one is going to be down in the dirt, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Gutierrez, or rather Hernandez, will get the ball back out to Aceves with Gutierrez looking down at Coach Tellez and now coming back in, ready to go. Slightly open stance for the righty pitcher. Jonathan always sets high initially and then comes low when he starts his delivery, and the pitch swung on, and that one is heading to the parking lot, so the count stays 2-2.
Gutierrez.
And somebody got hit.
Uh-oh.
The car got hit out there.
Oh, there's a ding. Let's hope it was maybe just a ding and not a windshield
Hopefully
crack.
so.
Yeah. It's a little harder, a little more expensive, harder to deal with.
Yes, it is. So a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Hernandez sets up well outside as Aceves will deal, and that one will be right where he sets it, but not chasing. Gutierrez just watches it and looks back to see for sure how far out it was. And
runs
so
the count full.
We'll run the count full. It was Aceves with good control thus far. Not sure why he's kind of started nibbling a little bit here. And the wind and the payoff pitch, fastball swung on, and that is hit high in the air to deep left center. That's going back. That is going to go all the way to the wall before Ochoa can get to it, as Gutierrez will pull up at second, but he's got a 1-out double, a ringer out there. So a 1-out double for the Portales pitcher, and now Carson Pfaffenberger on to try and cash him in. And with 1 out, I think they're just going to leave Gutierrez out there, not put in a courtesy runner for him.
Right.
Yep, and as soon as I say that, here they come.
And that looks
I
like
should have known better. That'll be
be
Peyton Williams.
Number 8. And with 1 out and 1 on, it's the heart of the order now. Pfeffenberger, Price, and Luscombe.
Pfaffenberger, I believe, is their leading
Home run hitter?
no. What am I trying to say? Batting average.
Batting average. Okay.
Hitting over 400 on the season. Somewhere around 4.5, if I remember the stats correctly.
A tall
And he's just a freshman, too, which...
Already a tall young man and bats from the left side of the plate.
Oh, the line in the first pitch, and that one is going to be in the dirt, ball one, as Hernandez will block it out to keep the courtesy runner Williams over at first. Make that note. And thanks to our newspaper friend up here for pointing out that Pfaffenberger is a freshman. So it's a 1-ball, no strike count. And now he's going to ask for time and steps out. I'm going to take a couple practice swings. Of course, Jonathan, as you mentioned earlier, works very fast with nobody on, but he slows way down when he gets runners on. Garcia going to shade over towards second to keep Williams at least honest about it. And the 1-0 delivery to the plate, and that one will be just outside and maybe a touch low for ball two.
So here we are in the bottom of the first. Lovington is leading 2-0. Portales with a runner in scoring position on second.
Pfaffenberger almost goes over his head with that bat when he's warming up and then puts it on his shoulder as he's waiting for the delivery, as Aceves will deal the 2-0, and that one comes inside and going to get away from Jaden. It bounces in front of him, and he loses it momentarily, and it goes up the third baseline. Gives Williams plenty of time to go over to third on the
wild pitch.
ball.
You're going to call it a pass ball or a wild pitch?
No, and that actually hit.
Ooh, okay.
So it's not even, it's a hit by pitch,
hit by
not
pitch.
a pass ball.
Oh.
And so they're going to bring Gutierrez back to second, Williams back to second. No, they're going to bring Pfaffenberger back. So we've got confusion all over the place. So no, he was not hit by the pitch, apparently.
Okay. All right. So it just...
So Williams will be at third, and I believe it will be a 3-0 count.
Is it 3-0 or 3-1?
I think it's 3-0.
3-0, okay.
3-0 to Pfaffenberger. As Aceves sets at the belt, checks the runner. Now he'll come to the plate, and that pitch is going to be in there. Now it's a 3-1 count.
Hey, I was just psychic. That's all.
So the 3-ball, 1-strike count. Pfaffenberger at the plate, trying to cash in a run. Lovington leading 2-0, but Portales threatening. Line and the pitch, and that one is going to be low for ball 4. So not hit by a pitch, but he works the walk, and now there are Rams on the corners as Traven Price, the first baseman, will come to the plate.
And still just the one out. And the potential go-ahead run is at the plate now.
Middle infielders are going to go into double play depth. They're going to hope for something hard on the ground right at Garcia or Salinas. And Price going to be looking for something that he can drive. Of course, he committed an error in the field, so he's going to be looking to maybe do a little makeup for that at the plate. Open stance for the lefty. And the first pitch, and that'll be a fastball, low and almost in the dirt, blocked out by Hernandez, ball 1. Again, very important here for Aceves not to nibble. He generally does best when he stays aggressive and comes right at the hitters. As Price going to step out. Pata holds on Pfaffenberger over at first.
Aceves giving the eye, the side eye over there to first.
And the 1-0 pitch on the way, swung on, and that'll be a hard shot on the ground between first and second. That will cash in one as the throw comes in quickly from Pondo. But Price takes the first good pitch he sees, and he hits it hard on the ground, but right between first and second. So Price has the RBI single that cashes in Williams. Pfaffenberger moves to second, and that will cut it down to a 2-1 Lovington lead, with now the catcher, Alex Luscombe, to the plate.
And still just the one out, as we are at 5, 6, 7 now in the batting order. Luscombe, the catcher, and the number 5 hitter.
So he'll step in with 1 on, 2 out. Lovington again still going to hope for something hard on the ground right at one of the infielders. Maybe he can turn 2. And Luscombe is all these Portales hitters. Yeah,
they're a little impatient, and they're a little impatient with Aceves stepping out of the box. As
again, Jonathan does tend to take a lot of. It's night and day.
When he's working from the stretch, he really does take a long time. And when he's not, you almost blink between pitches, and that's it.
The first pitch is a fastball to Luscombe on the outside corner, called strike 1. A lot of Lovington's pitching is that way, I've noticed. And it goes back, at least 3 years. Started really noticing it the summer after the COVID year.
Yeah.
And the pitch, and that one is going to be low and bounces. Hernandez keeps it in front of him, literally, and walks it back out. And he's going to ask for time, as it will be ball one to Luscombe. He wants to change baseballs out.
Also,
So you got Price at first, Pfaffenberger at second, a 2-1 Lovington lead, but just one out here in the bottom of the first, and Portales threatening. Jonathan takes the long look in. Hernandez ready. Sets up a little bit on the inside. Now shift right to the middle. And the 1-1 on the way, and took something off of that one. Not a full changeup, but Luscombe out in front of it nevertheless. And now it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
yeah, it looked like he was anxious to bring both those runs in with that one swing.
So that'll make it a 1-ball, 2-strike count. 2 on, 1 out. Lovington trying to get out of a bit of a jam here. Chavez will deal, curveball fought off. Kind of a little excuse me foul ball that goes to the netting over in front of the visiting stands. So the count stays 1-ball, 2 strikes. Of course, after the ball game today, 2 games left for both of these teams in the regular season. Tomorrow, doubleheader from Wildcat Park. Hernandez sets up outside. Chavez will check his runners. Now comes to the plate, the curveball, and breaks, but not nearly enough. And evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's one that Jonathan doesn't pull out of the bag all that often, and when it's working, it is devastating.
And when it's not, it kind of hangs up high like it did then.
Yeah, and sometimes when you get a hanger, it screams, hit me, and it has been hit a couple of times this year. That's any pitcher, not just Jonathan.
That's true.
So checks the runners and the 2-2 pitch at the plate, and that one is going to be just low, and that will run the count full to Luscombe, the number 5 hitter. So, if you lose Luscombe, it's not the worst thing in the world because it will put a force on any base. Got Zane Mayberry waiting on deck, the center fielder. Of course, the downside of that is any hit scores at least 2 instead of maybe just 1. And the payoff pitch, and that one will be high for ball 4 as Luscombe will work the 1-out walk. And they are now loaded full of Rams. Pfaffenberger at third, Price at second, Luscombe at first, and I bet we will have a courtesy runner for him. Yes, we will. And it looks like that'll be number 24, Dallas Lozano, going in to run for the catcher. So Lozano in to run for Luscombe. And now it'll be the center fielder, Zane Mayberry, to the plate. So bases loaded, just 1 out. And now Lovington in a bit of a jam here in the bottom of the first.
Could be dangerous, or if it's an infield hit, could be a double play.
Coach Ariola not going to pull the infield in.
No, they're playing
They're
normal
playing normal
depth. Yeah.
As the first pitch comes into Mayberry, and that one will be in there, called strike 1. So a 0-ball, 1-strike count. Lozano at first, Price at second, Pfaffenberger at third. 2-1, Lovington leads, 1 down, bottom of the first. Chavez takes the long look in. He is back to just the regular wind now, and the 0-1, the curveball, and breaks in. Looks pretty good, but stays just inside and evens it up at 1-1.
Yeah, Lovington faithful also thought it was looking good. Of course, most of them are sitting over there on the right, away from behind the plate. So
it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Long look in for Jonathan, and Mayberry going to step out and
Too
say,
long.
Yep, too long.
1 out here, bottom of the first.
Now Jonathan's ready to go, and he will deal the 1-1 fastball high.
Ooh, he thought about it. He wanted to reach out and try to smack that one, but he let it go. He flinched.
So it'll run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Chavez takes a long look into Hernandez and takes another look in. And now he's ready to go, and the wind and the 2-1 delivery on the way. Fastball, that one on the inside corner.
Nice pitch.
And leaving things up at 2-2.
Mayberry took a second look at the ump there, a long look at the ump, saying he thought that was on the inside. And it was on the corner.
She got him looking in now. Now might be the time for that fastball away.
As long as he can hit the corner. He's got a pitch to give, though. He's got a ball to give.
So it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. And here we go as Aceves will deal, and that one will be away and low for ball 3.
Just as you said that, Hernandez shifted over to the outside corner. So that was the plan. Now the pressure's on because the count's full and the bases are loaded.
So 3-2, another full count. That's the third full count that's been worked by Portales hitters here in this bottom of the first. And the pitch swung on, and that one is lifted high in the air and out of play behind the Lovington dugout. So we'll reset and go full count again. Both of these teams still with an awful lot to play for.
You bet.
And it's always an adventure no matter what's going on, record-wise or with the teams, when Portales and Lovington get together. We'll do it again with the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Ring him up and sit him down as Mayberry goes down swinging. But that is just the second out, as now it'll be Elijah Tellez to the plate.
2 strikeouts, 2 walks for Aceves.
Yep.
But both of the strikeouts Portales has gone down swinging on.
So now it'll be Tellez to the plate. He's going to be looking to cash his mates in off the base paths. Bases are loaded as Aceves will deal, and that one will be high for ball 1. So nowhere to put him, so you got to come right at him. Portales trailing by a run, but threatening with 2 outs here in this bottom of the first. Jonathan has what he wants, I've got to think. And timeout going to be asked for by Tellez. And I don't say this to pick on Jonathan or Lovington pitching at all, but it's amazing the difference. I mean, we could put a clock on it, and you see that with some pitchers. You just do. And the pitch swung on and missed as Tellez took a rip. Comes up empty. Of course, I think that's part of the reason they put the pitch clock in
majors.
Pro
Ball.
In
the majors
and the minors now.
And I think it's interesting to see what the reaction to that will be. And if it stays, how long it will take before it trickles down into college and then high school possibly.
And the 2-2 pitch on the way to Tellez, and that one's going to be low for ball 2.
I'm a purist, so I don't really like major changes to the game of baseball, but over the decades, baseball has evolved to a degree, so we'll see.
2-1 pitch swung on, and that'll be a hard shot. Chopper up the middle, and that one is going to get out of the reach of Salinas. That'll cash in 1, and Coach Tellez decides to just play station-to-station ball as Pfaffenberger gets cashed in. It'll be an RBI single up the middle for Tellez, and we are tied at 2. Price moves to third. Lozano moves to second. And Tellez will tie this game up at 2 apiece. And that'll be Adele Lagorda, the DH, to the plate. Lagorda, a large human being there in the right side box. Bases still loaded, 2 outs, all tied at 2. And the pitch, and that one will be a fastball away. And it'll be ball 1.
So with the bases loaded and with this DH and a big guy in the lineup, I can see where
1-0 pitch off the hands and evens it up at 1-1.
I can see where Aceves might nibble around the edges with him, but I think that's dangerous. And
sometimes your number 8 hitter, you're thinking, well, he's batting 8th, but sometimes the number 8 hitter is a pretty good hitter. I had a coach actually called it the second cleanup spot, which it is.
Yeah.
When you just go,
sure,
okay, cleanup is
4.
4, so yeah. And the 1-1 on the way, swung on and missed as Jonathan took just a touch off of that one.
Yeah, nice varying the speed there. Good pitching.
And so now it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count as the umpire going to take a second and dust the plate off. As the boxes on these natural surfaces don't generally last long, as the box is almost completely worn away already.
Got to do some housekeeping from time to time.
Yes, you do. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Lagorda. And the pitch, and that one is going to be in there. Called strike 3. Ring him up and sit him down. Portales leaves them loaded, but ties it up at 2 apiece. We'll head to the second, all tied at 2. Wildcat baseball continues in a moment.
Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball. In the bottom of the first inning, Portales puts on 2 runs with 3 hits. There were no errors committed, 3 left on base. So we go to the top of the second inning, all tied 2 apiece. And with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Wildcats. Ryan Weiser, Ethan Gonzalez, and Cameron Ochoa due up. All tied up at 2 apiece. Gutierrez still on the hill for the Rams. Very important games for both of these teams. A sweep probably guarantees you a spot in the playoffs. You feel at least okay going into Sunday if you win 2 of the 3, and you don't want to be on the other end of it, to be sure.
And you want to see good baseball. You know, both teams want to feel like they're playing up to each other, and that it's truly the deserving team moves on, that you're playing as well as you can, that the games are close and tight, and that's what we've got so far is definitely a barn burner with just
After
just
the
one,
first inning.
Yeah, after the first inning, here we are.
So now Gutierrez will settle in on the hill, always from the stretch. Ryan settles into the right side box, and the first pitch will be high for ball 1. Good to see Rhino back after he was injured in a collision against Artesia last week. Had to sit out the second game of that doubleheader, but back and okay. So it's a 1-ball, no strike count. Weiser at the plate.
Yeah, they especially with anything involving the head injury, they.
And the pitch outside, ball 2.
They want to make sure they have to do concussion protocol, and they have to make sure, and just want to make sure that the young men and women who are involved and injured in those instances are completely clear and good to play. Don't want to take chances.
No, you certainly don't. So it's a 2-ball, no strike count. Weiser at the plate, and the pitch. Curveball swung on that one is lifted high in the air to deep left center. Going back, and bye-bye baseball. Touch a ball, Mr. Weiser. And you have just given your Lovington Wildcats the 3-2 lead on the no-doubter to left center. Got that thing out of here.
Oh, and I could tell. That's why I said from the end of the bat, it just had that trajectory and that sound. You know, there's nothing better than that solid hit that ring that you have, and that solid sound that you get. And looking at that, it really he launched it. It was not one of those that sailed. It was more of a line drive shot. And now, of course, gives Lovington the 1-run lead.
So 3-2 Lovington on the leadoff homer by Ryan Weiser. And now to be Ethan Gonzalez to the plate. Ethan, the DH. So Rhino jumped on that one. I'm not used to hearing the ping. I used to could tell just by the ping what it was going to do, but too many years of wood bats now. But glad we got the at least composite back. And the first pitch to Ethan's going to be in there, called strike 1.
And as a pitcher, boy, that's for sure. Right after you give up a home run, it kind of makes you mad. You put your energy in that first pitch, and it's usually a strike.
And the pitch, and that'll be a hard shot, and it's knocked down by Gomez. He'll gobble it up, fire it across the diamond in time to Price. That's one of them you knock down, or it takes part of you off with it. And Gonzalez hit it about as hard as you could, right on the line to Gomez. His hand probably hurts a little bit. Yeah, it does. He's got the glove off and is shaking the hand.
He's going to have a bruise there tomorrow probably. But what's nice is he knocked it down and then made the good throw, picked it up. But yeah, those hard shots where your glove comes up it's just your reaction to help protect you. But 1 out, sad. So bad news for Lovington, but good for Portales.
So Cameron Ochoa will step in, hitting 9th, and he will take the first pitch low for ball number 1. Ochoa is a very capable hitter. He's been in a bit of a slump here in the district season, but you'd like to see him pick this series to break out of that thing. And the pitch, and that one will be away to Cameron. And it'll be a 2-ball, no strike count. So 2-0 the count. Ochoa, the number 9 hitter. Cesar Salinas waits on deck. As Lovington will turn it over, leading 3-2. And the 2-0 pitch, and that one is right in there at the knees. Good pitch over the heart of the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike.
When you're in a slump, it just takes that one pitch to get you out. So he'll be looking for that. That was a good one to hit just now, but he'll look for another one.
2-1 pitch, and there was another good one to take a hack at.
Just like it. The echo was still in the air about looking for another good pitch to hit. He flinched on it, thought about it.
So now the 2-ball, 2-strike count. Gutierrez has what he wants from Luscombe, and the pitch swung on, and that one is going to be popped up. And that one going to head into the parkland behind us, so the count evens up at 2-2. Not as good a pitch to handle as the two prior to that.
No, but with 2 strikes on him, protecting the plate, anything close, you've got to try for a real hit or at least spoil it off to stay alive at the bat, which is what he has done. So 2-2, the count, nobody on, 1 out. Here we are in the top of the second inning, and it's all tied up 2 apiece.
Nope, we lead 3-2.
Oh, well, that's right, 3-2. Sorry about that.
Don't take Rhino's home run away from him.
I know, that's true. I know. I was just kind of in the zone, looking out there, and in fact, I was kind of looking toward the fence.
The outfield is moved back
One
now.
One of the banners has kind of come loose, and it's just kind of floating in the breeze out there in left center, out where the ball went over the fence just a few minutes ago.
2-2 pitch on the way. Curveball swung on, and Cannon will foul that one off. Spoils a pretty good pitch there from Gutierrez, and will stay alive. Yeah, I believe that's a law firm out there that might ought to go fix that between innings. So I doubt they're that kind of law firm that'll sue
not.
you or anything, but at least not for that.
Right.
So the 2-ball, 2-strike count. Luscombe flashes the signs. Gutierrez ready to go. Comes to the plate, and Ochoa watches that one just low for ball 3. A collective breath-holding moment there for much of the stadium.
So count is full now. Nobody on.
Groans from one side and sighs of relief from the other. So now the full count to Ochoa, and the pitch curveball swung on, and that one's coming right over the top of our heads. And it'll keep the full count on the board.
I'm glad it wasn't much lower. Would have been in the booth.
Well, let's see. I noticed some old uniforms around, like an old glove floating around in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Might need to pick it up if they do.
I don't think they would let us count that as a wildcat out if one of us caught it. Would they?
Oh, they might want to if one of us caught it, but
as long as the camera didn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
As we wait for more baseballs to come in.
Yeah,
So Ochoa and Gutierrez having quite a battle, and a number of baseballs have come out of play.
Right. Ump needs to reload his side bag there.
Of course, while we have a minute, big thanks to all the good folks who make Lovington Wildcat baseball possible. You see them there on the bottom of the screen. You hear their spots during the broadcast. We appreciate them. Please support those businesses that support our community. So 3-2 as we got baseballs back in play now, as the umpire will hand control back over to Gutierrez. Luscombe down, and the payoff pitch curveball swung on and missed as Ochoa chases a high one out of the zone. Strike 3. So 2 down now for the Cats. First K of the ball game for Gutierrez, and it will turn things back over to the top of the Wildcat order with Cesar Salinas. 0 for 1. He popped it out to Gutierrez to lead the ball game off.
So still now 2 outs.
2 outs, nobody on, a 3-2 Lovington lead. So Gutierrez, and now Salinas going to go, I think you're taking too long now, so I'll step out.
1 strikeout, no walks, no hit batters issued. We're very early in the game, but
3 runs on 3 hits for the Cats. And the first pitch to Salinas, curveball, and that one going to break, but not enough. Stays inside for ball 1. And the throwback from Luscombe gets away from Gutierrez. Tavedos will go corral it over by second base.
No runners on, so no harm done.
Yep, no harm, no foul. Still the 1 ball, no strike count. Leadoff hitter Salinas at the plate with 2 down. As Gutierrez zeroes in, and the 1-0 pitch, he'll throw the curveball again, and it'll stay high for ball 2. So with 2 ball, no strike count, winds continue to gust out, right to left and out a little bit. And a 2-0 count. And the pitch, and that one going to be low and away for ball number 3 on the fastball.
So what do you think? Robert's going to give him the take sign?
I think if he's got something he thinks he can handle, I think he green lights him. He'll do that with some players, others he won't. He'll show bunt, pull it back, and it'll be ball 4 away. And so Salinas will work the 2-out walk, and he'll trot down to first. And that'll bring Luis Garcia to the plate.
Well, Lovington had 2 outs when they got their rally going on in their first at bat and scored 2 runs. So let's see what they can do here.
Maybe they can try it again. So Garcia steps in. He is 0 for 1. Grounded out to Tellez back in the first. So the lefty shortstop, although he plays righty in the field. The big open stance settles in. Good lead for Salinas over at first. Price holds him on, and the first pitch to the plate. Fastball outside corner, called strike 1. A no ball, 1 strike count. Cats and the Rams from here in Portales on this breezy Thursday afternoon. Salinas gets a pretty good lead over at first, about a step and a half. Gutierrez will check on him, checks on him again. And he will go, and the curveball swung on and missed. The throw down, not going to be in time. Bounces away from Ontiveros, but Tellez is there to back it up, and it'll be a stolen base for Salinas. Trying a bit of a hit and run, only we forgot the hit part, and now it's a no ball, 2-strike count.
Well, it was a swing and a run. How about that?
Yeah, okay. So a no ball, 2-strike count. 2 down for the Cats, 1 run across here in this top of the second. Gutierrez with runners on also tends to slow down a little bit. He'll check on Cesar over at second, and the 0-2 pitch swung on, and that'll be a chop shot. Could be trouble. Price comes up, slides in the hole, manages to corral it, and underhands it to Gutierrez covering. So he'll be out 3-1 for out number 3. But Lovington puts another run on the board. We head to the bottom of the second. Lovington 3, Portales 2. Wildcat Baseball continues on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com.
We're the pharmacy that you've trusted for over 75 years. Being open for that length of time can only happen with consistency, service, and local engagement. Nowell Pharmacy has supported the local youth in City of Lovington for over 75 years. When you need a pharmacist, you can trust that Nowell Pharmacy will be there for your needs. Go by Nowell Pharmacy located at 122 West Adams in Lovington today. Nowell Pharmacy, a proud supporter of the Lovington Wildcats.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. In the top of the second inning, Lovington put 1 run across with 1 hit, and that was a solo homer by Weiser. There were no errors committed, 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Lovington with the 1-run lead, 3-2. And with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Don Morgan. It'll be Dylan Saunders, Andrew Ontiveros, and then Carden Gutierrez, 9-1-2. Due up for the Rams here in their half of the second. Great to have you with us. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Caden Gutierrez, thank you. I wrote that down wrong. I'm going to blame it on Coach Tellez's handwriting. So Caden Gutierrez will bat in the hole. So
I think I wrote it down as an R too. Carden Gutierrez. So Caden
Gutierrez.
Yep.
And now Saunders will step in, and the first pitch to the number 9 hitter is right at the letters outside corner. Called strike 1 to the lefty. Jonathan Aceves still on the hill for your Wildcats. Hernandez behind the plate. Pata, Salinas, Garcia, Weiser around the infield first to third. And the 0-1 pitch fastball swung on. That'll be a chopper. And handling it is Garcia at short. Comes over and throws it. Pulls off Pata from the bag. Tries a big sweep tag as he has to go off and get it. And so it'll be an E6 on the off-errant throw. So that'll put Saunders on with the throwing error. And now Portales is going to start threatening as they turn the lineup over to Ontiveros. Ontiveros 0 for 1. Was a strikeout victim to lead off the game.
And on deck is Gutierrez, and in the hole is Pfeffenberger.
Outfield going to be playing fairly deep. Sanchez back way deep in left. Fairly deep Ochoa. As the wind and the pitch fastball, and that one is going to be low for ball number 1 to Ontiveros. Pondo about halfway back. We're playing not as deep out and right. Ochoa playing fairly deep in center. Everybody pretty much straight away. Infield at double play depth. Pata holds on the runner at first, and the wind and the pitch, and that one is going to be in the dirt for ball number 2.
Good job by Hernandez blocking that out, because had it gone past him, I think we would be looking at Ontiveros on second right now.
Absolutely. So Saunders will lead off at first as Pata holds him on. Ontiveros steps back in, pretty close to the plate. And the 2-0 pitch, and that one is going to be on the inside corner, called strike 1, as Hernandez, I think, got crossed up a little bit as he'd set up outside, and the pitch came inside. He managed to stab it, though, and it was a strike. So I guess it all works out in the end on that one.
2-1 count.
And the 2-1 delivery on the way, and that one just misses away for ball 3.
And Lovington faithful barking a little bit about that. They thought that one was a strike. 3-1 the count, though.
From our perspective, looked pretty close, but we're not right on top of it like the man in black today. And the 3-1 pitch, and that one is going to be in there, called strike 2, as Ontiveros had already tossed the bat and taken off. Usually when you do that before the ump says it's okay, he will call a strike.
Especially if it's close and callable. Yeah, you don't want to ever assume anything.
No, you do not.
Because that's exactly what you risk right there.
So it'll run the count full to Andrew Ontiveros. Runner at first is Saunders. And the payoff pitch swung on, and that'll be a jam shot through the grass. Handled, Weiser goes to second, and in time, they will get the lead runner as that one just kind of died in the grass. Weiser got all of it he could on it, and Saunders, fairly speedy, so he'll be out 5-4 for out number 1, and Ontiveros will reach on the fielder's choice. So one down now is Caden Gutierrez, the pitcher to the plate. He doubled the left his first time up. He is 1 for 1. And then came around to score. Actually, his courtesy runner came around to score. So runner at first, one down, and the pitch inside, and that one gets away from Hernandez. And that'll be easy for Ontiveros to advance down to second. What do you think, wild pitch or pass ball?
Wild pitch.
Pick me up off the floor. The pitcher just said, the pitcher in the booth just said wild pitch.
Yeah, well, sometimes you have to own up to it, right?
So the 1-ball, no strike count to Gutierrez, now man in scoring position. That is Ontiveros. Salinas will shade over to keep him honest, although he's still got a pretty good lead out at second. To the plate of Chavez. That one will be high for ball 2. So a 2-ball, no strike count, 3-2. Lovington in the lead. We're in the bottom of the second. Must-win series for both of these squads. Game 1 today, games 2 and 3 tomorrow. Chavez sets, checks the runner. Hernandez set up over the middle, and the pitch swung on, and that one is going to be popped up, and that one's heading to the parking lot for strike 1.
So 1 out, 1 on, runner in scoring position on second, and the count 2-1 on the batter. Pfeffenberger is on deck. Price in the hole for Portales.
Hope we don't get that far as Gutierrez will settle back in, slightly open stance right at the front of the right side box. Jonathan will set and come to the plate, and that'll be high for ball 3. So with 3-ball, 1 strike count.
Chavez has struck out 3 and walked 2 so far in this game. We are just in the bottom of the second inning.
Has not had pinpoint control, but has kept him in it. And the pitch swung on, and that one is lifted high in the air to deep center field. Going back is Ochoa, and he will make the grab in front of the track. A strong throw in, tagging up, and heading to third is Ontiveros. So Gutierrez will have the sacrifice fly out to center, and there is 2 down. But now the tying run is just 90 feet away with the top hitter for Portales, Pfeffenberger, to the plate.
And Pfeffenberger worked a walk and scored, came across the plate in his first at-bat. This is his second plate appearance.
He did score. that inning, too, and the first pitch will be high to Pfaffenberger, ball one. No 1 ball, no strike count. There are 2 down, but a runner at third in the form of Andrew Ontiveros. And the pitch swung on and missed as he gets Pfaffenberger to chase one high and evens things up at 1-1. Weiser kind of nonchalantly walking back over towards third. He is not holding on Ontiveros over there, and he got nearly halfway down before the pitch last time. And that pitch swung on, and Pfaffenberger will knock it back into the screen, so it is a 1 ball, 2 strike count. As heading back over to the bag at third is Ontiveros. So let's see what Aceves can come in with against Pfaffenberger. This may be where that big loopy curve can come in if he can get it working. And the 1-2 pitch, and he'll throw the fastball on the outside corner, but just misses for ball number 2. And Gutierrez dropped it and thought, I better tag him. The ump's in, no, it's all right. It was a ball. Pretty close pitch. Good pitch from Aceves. Just off the plate. So a 2 ball, 2 strike count. 3-2, Lovington in the lead, 2 down, but Portales with the man at third. And the 2-2 curveball swung on, and getting just a piece of it to stay alive is Pfaffenberger.
A strange kind of a choppy swing. I think he decided very late to swing on that, and he's choked up a little bit with 2 strikes on him, so kind of looked a little odd.
For better back control.
You bet.
And he does have, kind of sticks the bat over his head until he settles in. And the 2-2 on the way, fastball inside. Jaden will corral it as it comes sweeping behind Pfaffenberger, and it'll run the count full. If you lose him, it's not the worst thing in the world. You've got a base to give, but you got a guy who got an RBI single his last time up, Price, waiting on deck. So a 3-2 count. Portales being very patient against the Lovington number 1 hitter, or number 1 pitcher, and Pfaffenberger will have his second walk of the ball game, and that'll put Rams at first and third with Traven Price to the plate. Price took the second pitch he saw last inning and shot it out to right. Had an RBI single and then got left stranded at third. So Price will step in, going to try and find a way to cash in on Ontiveros and tie this game up at 3 apiece.
Runners at the corners here. So we try to try for a squeeze play.
As Aceves sets and fires, and fastball, letter high, good pitch, strike 1. This early in the game, I don't think you do it yet. I think if we were talking 3-2 and we're in the 4th inning, 5th inning, I think maybe you think about it. And the 0-1, and that one just going to miss away for ball number 2, or rather ball 1. So a 1 ball, 1 strike count. So 1-1 the count. Ontiveros gets a big lead off of first. Pfaffenberger, or off of third. Pfaffenberger, not much of a lead off of first. Pata holds him on anyway. And the pitch, and that one swung on and missed. Kind of a little golf swing there from Price.
Yeah, it came
got
in.
tied up inside.
Yeah, it came inside on him, and he stepped back a little, pulled his elbows back a little, and then he was committed. So
now a 1 ball, 2 strike count, 2 down. But Portales threatens, trailing by 1. Bottom of the 2nd inning. Coming set is Aceves. Runner goes, swung on, and that'll be a little golf shot. Going to be handled by Salinas at second. Fires it to par at first. Plenty of time. 4-3 for out number 3. Portales threatens, but comes up empty. We head to the 3rd. Lovington 3, Portales 2. Wildcat Baseball continues in a moment.
Lovington Schools proudly supports their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball. In the bottom of the second inning, Portales scored no runs on no hits. There was one error committed, 2 left on base, and we go to the top of the third inning. Lovington coming up to the plate. They still lead by 1 run, 3-2. With the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan. Your box score through 2, 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error committed, and 2 left on. For the Wildcats, for the Rams, 2 runs on 3 hits. They've also committed an error, and they have left 5 runners stranded. 2 up for your Wildcats. Heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5. Pondo, Aceves, and Hernandez. Micah with a double out to right his last time up. He will lead things off as we tick to about 6:07, 6:08 this evening. This game has got started a little bit late and has not had a fast pace, but it's baseball. You know, the pace is the pace.
Right. Shadows beginning to lengthen across the field just a bit, and that sun setting in the west is probably, it's in the eyes of the left side of the field, so definitely a factor for the shortstop, third baseman, and left fielder, who, just as I said that, was kind of adjusting his cap, shading his eyes out there.
First pitch to Pondo. Curveball is going to be high and in for ball number 1. Gutierrez on the hill. Luscombe is the catcher. Price, Tellez, Ontiveros, Gomez, first to third. Saunders, Mayberry, Pfaffenberger, left to right. Gutierrez takes a long look in with Luscombe. And now he will deal to Micah, and he's going to watch that one low and in for ball 2. Aceves on deck, had an RBI triple his last time up.
Yep, across the plate for
yes, he did.
Helping his own cause on the mound.
As Gutierrez ready, will deal to Pondo, and that one going to float away for ball number 3. Don't see any activity in the Portales pen. Don't see any in Lovington's either. You've got to think that probably both these coaches going to have their starters on a fairly short leash.
Well, the pitch count for Gutierrez is much lower.
3-0 swung on, and that'll be a hard shot. And that one is going to get in and out of Ontiveros' glove and bounce out into left center field. So what do you think? That was a hard shot. Is that an error or a single?
It was a hard shot that took a funny bounce to my eye, so I don't think I'd put an error on it. That's me.
All right, we'll call it a single. So we will call it a screwy single after it takes the funny bounce. See, and that's one thing about natural surfaces. Sometimes you can get some strange bounces. So runner at first as Pondo works the leadoff single, as now it'll be Aceves to the plate.
I noticed that the take sign was not on for Pondo as well in that 3-0 situation.
Yeah,
there.
He had the green light, as Coach Ariola will do with some of his players on 3-0. As Gutierrez will deal, and Aceves thinks about it but holds it up, ball 1.
Oh, those chest-level balls coming in at about a medium speed are hard to lay off of, right?
And you're always afraid they're going to break late, and then it's going to be a strike. But Jonathan, I guess, picked up the spin and thought, nope, it's staying where it is. And the pitch, runner goes, swung on, and that one is going to be popped up over on the right side of things. As going over into the alley as Mayberry reaches up and makes the grab, as retreating back to first is Pondo. So Aceves, a long pop-out fly to the center fielder for out number 1. He tried to get it up there, and the hit and run was on. And now Gutierrez to the plate. Jaden 0 for 1, but reached on an error in the first, then was left stranded at second.
Just swung up on it just a little too much.
So it'll be Jaden Hernandez to the plate.
1 out, 1 on, runner on first for Lovington. They lead by 1 run.
And the first pitch swung on, and that'll be a chop shot. Going to be handled by Ontiveros. Goes to second to Tellez. Over to first, and they turn the double play. The 6-4-3 twin killing as Hernandez bounces into it. 6-4-3. And there are 3 down just like that. So it's not the most conventional 1-2-3 inning you'll ever see, but I know the Rams will take it. We head to the bottom of the third. Lovington 3, Portales 2. More Wildcat Baseball in a moment on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com.
Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats!
Welcome back to Wildcat Baseball. And in the top of the third inning, Lovington scored no runs on one hit, no errors committed, nobody left on base, with the double play ending that at bat for Lovington. So we go to the bottom of the third, and it'll be Portales coming up to the plate. They trail 3-2, and with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan, Alex Luscombe, Zane Mayberry, and Elijah Tellez. That is 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Rams. Jonathan Aceves still on the hill as the throw goes down to second. So Luscombe, the catcher, leading it off. Walkden was left stranded in the first. Actually, his courtesy runner was left stranded, but
Right, Lozano.
But Luscombe will step in, and he will lead things off. 5, 6, and 7 due up for Portales. Aceves ready, has the sign from Hernandez, and he will deal. Swung on. That one is going to be popped up over on the right side. Jonathan comes over into foul ground, calls off his first baseman, Pata, and makes the grab himself. So it'll be a pop out to the pitcher, and there is one down for the Rams here in this bottom of the third inning.
Pretty efficient pitching there.
And his pitch count has gotten up there compared to his mate on the other side of things. So.
I actually started to say that when one of the batters hit, and I didn't get a chance to finish that. But, yes, Aceves has a much higher pitch count. He's taken the batters deeper and lots of full counts.
First pitch to Mayberry, inside on the fastball, ball one. Mayberry struck out on a full count his last time up. Still a 1-ball, no strike count. Aceves quickly back to work, and the 1-0 pitch fastball just missing. I don't know where it missed, but it missed for ball two. I guess maybe just a touch low.
I'd say probably about 30 pitches for Gutierrez, allowing for a couple of fouls maybe.
2-0 pitch, and that one going to miss away for ball three. And probably getting up around 50-55 for
I'd say
Aceves.
Easily.
3-0 pitch on the way, and that one is away as Mayberry works the walk on 4 straight pitches. And that'll bring Elijah Tellez to the plate. Tellez singled up the middle and an RBI. He is 1 for 1. And now Mayberry stands at first as Hernandez will take a quick trot out to the mound. Just wants to talk to Jonathan, see if he can settle things down a little bit. Lovington with the 3-2 lead, bottom of the third inning.
Yep, but the potential go-ahead run is at the plate.
As Tellez will settle in. As Aceves checks the runner at first. Checks him again. Now comes to the plate. Swung on. That one is lifted high in the air, but it is going to hang up as on the run and not able to handle it is Ochoa. And there to corral it is Garcia, and he'll fire to second, and so it'll be a bloop single for Tellez, and it'll keep everybody safe.
I tell you what, Ochoa was at a dead run coming in. I think initially he might have lost it in the sun, and he didn't come in on it as quickly. But we're calling it a hit. Is that right? Okay.
Just because of the amount that had to
be
run.
So. I mean, he covered a lot of territory, and that was nice backup by Garcia, who picked it right up and flipped it over to second, just not in time.
Lagarda to the plate, the number 8 hitter, but nobody out and a chance to try and cash this one in. And he'll take the first pitch on the outside corner, strike one. And there is one down.
Yep, one out.
Going to learn to read my own handwriting at some point.
Luscombe, the catcher, popped out to the pitcher.
And the pitch to Lagarda is swing and a miss, and that'll be strike two. So it'll be a no-ball, 2-strike count. Tellez at first, Mayberry at second. Lovington hanging on to a 3-2 lead. Aceves, though, has pitched in a lot of pressure situations in this one. Trying to get out of another jam here. So he'll check the runners. Hernandez down on the outside corner. Jonathan will deal the 0-2 swung on, and that'll be a line shot out to left field, and that one is going to get over the head of Sanchez and head all the way to the wall. That'll get one run home as Patrick will get to it and toss it in, but it'll be an RBI double for LaGuardia out to left, and we are tied at 3 as Mayberry will cross the plate. Tellez heads to third, and LaGuardia with the stand-up RBI double knots this one at 3 apiece. That'll be Dylan Saunders to the plate, reached on an error his last time up.
Still just the one out.
So Saunders going to try and turn things over to Ontiveros. And Portales threatening to have a big inning. This is what happens when you have to pitch out of these pressure situations. Portales is stranded 5 in the ball game. They're just 2 1/3. But there's been a lot of traffic on the base paths for the red and white. So now the blue and white going to try and get out of this one with no more damage done as the first pitch to Saunders. He shows bunt, pops it up over on the left side. As coming over is Aceves. Weiser didn't get called off as they'll bump fist, but that'll be out number 2. So another pop out to the pitchers. They tried the squeeze right there, and it'll turn things over to Andrew Ontiveros with 2 down now, but the top of the order back to the plate. So you asked when I would try the squeeze, and I said later in the game. But
right. And
I've always said, too, there's a reason I'm up here and not down there.
When the bunt is definitely an art, and sometimes you if they come in hard enough on you, you actually, and you have time to actually push the ball a little bit, you might want, you try to pop it over their heads at first or third. But sometimes you just don't deaden the ball and you get that pop out.
Pitched on Tavedos is going to be low and away for ball number 1. So runners at second and third, 2 down, but a run across for Portales. We are knotted at 3 apiece. Hernandez will flash the signs. Aceves ready. And the pitch swung on, and that one is going to be popped up, comes out over our heads. And the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. So game 1 of this 3-game series, must-win games, must-win series for both of these squads if they want to play past tomorrow night.
And here we are, tied up at 3 in the bottom of the 3rd.
Hernandez sets up well outside, and Ontiveros says, nope, you're taking too long. I'm going to step out and make you reset. And now the ump's going to come over and sweep the plate off. Do a little housekeeping out there, a little groundwork.
Portales scored 2 of their runs in the first inning, and then, of course, scored the 3rd one in this at-bat.
1-1 pitch on the way, swung on. That'll be a chop shot. As Luis gets it deep in the hole at short, will fire across to Parra at first in time. 6-3 for out number 3, but a run Frankenstein to cross for the Portales Rams. We head to the 4th, all knotted at 3. This is Wildcat Baseball from New Allmark Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community, so bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, Portales scored 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors committed, 2 left on base. And we go to the top of the 4th. Lovington coming up to the plate. We're tied 3 apiece. And with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Nick Parra will lead things off for the Wildcats. He'll be followed by Ryan Weiser and then Ethan Gonzalez. It is 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Cats. We are all tied at 3, as about what you would expect going here into the 4th inning. Of course, both of these teams in desperate need of wins, and especially desperate need to win this series if they want a chance at getting to the playoffs. A sweep for one would probably nothing's for sure if you're not a district champ, but you'd feel a lot better if you swept this series. So both these teams are going to leave it all out on the diamond, to be sure. So Parra will step in. He is 0 for 1. He grounded out to Tellez, first time up, and a good curveball swinging on Parra for strike one.
I just counted the pitches for Aceves, and I've got 64. I could be off a couple of those either way, but about 64 or so the pitch count for Aceves.
All right, so already running up there a little bit. I can't remember what the number is you're limited to, but the wind and the curveball, and that one is heading out to the stands in the parking lot. Well, probably didn't make it to the parking lot, but out into the commons area, and it's a no ball, 2 strikeout to Parra leading it off for the Wildcats. Outfield plays fairly deep. Infield, their normal positions. Left side definitely shielding the eyes from the sun. Just a kind of a bad time of day the way this diamond is configured. And the 0-2 pitch swung on, and that one chop shot it off the end of the bat, knocked down by Price. Gets to it, and he'll just take it himself and tow the bag at first. So gets the ground out, and there's one down.
3 unassisted in the book.
And so now Ryan Weiser to the plate. Rhino with the home run, the solo blast to lead off the second. No doubter out to left center. Normally think of Ryan for his speed, but he got a little pop in that bat, too. So Gutierrez will look in to Luscombe, get the sign he wants. Outfield has moved back. Weiser ready. Gutierrez taking his time. Now he'll deal, and that one going to be away for ball one. So the 1 ball, no strike count.
Of course, the Lovington, with it being tied, you might expect him to play a little small ball and try to get at least 1 run across and try to break that tie again.
I get runners on first, though, and the pitch, and that one on the outside corner evens things up at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1 ball, 1 strike count. Of course, it was the third pitch of his at bat last time that Weiser took out. It was a 2-0 count, not a 1-1 count.
Right. It was a beautiful solo homer.
Yes, it
out
was.
there across that left field fence.
1-1 pitch swung on, and that'll be a hard shot on the ground. Off the hop, Ontiveros with it. Fires across the diamond to Price to get the speedy Weiser. 6-3 for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down for the Cats here in their half of the 4th inning. And now it'll be up to Ethan Gonzalez. Ethan grounded out to Gomez, the third baseman, his last time up. Is Ethan going to pick up the helmet for the catcher Luscombe?
Pretty efficient pitching in this at-bat so far. 6 pitches, 2 outs.
Yeah, that has been pretty efficient. So now Gonzalez with the red, white, and blue American helmet will step into the right side box as Gutierrez ready to deal. And the first pitch, ooh, that one slipped and slid and hung way high for ball 1. Ethan can find his way on. Ochoa waits on deck.
Lovington knows how to launch a 2-out rally. They've done it earlier in this game, and they could stand to do that.
And the pitch, that one is going to be high for ball 2. To Gonzalez at the plate.
And sometimes it's a hit that'll start that 2-out rally. Sometimes it's a walk. Any way you can get on base, and then timely hitting to move them around.
It's what you want to see. So Gonzalez settles in the pitch, and that one nips the outside corner. And it'll run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Now Gonzalez going to try and find a way on to start that 2-out rally, as you mentioned. As Luscombe down, flashing the signs out. Gutierrez ready to go, and he'll come, and that one swung on, and that one's going to find its way through between third and short. As diving for it was Ontiveros. Needed to be about another 1.5 feet taller to get to that one, and it'll be a 2-out single to left for Gonzalez.
Bottom of the order now, though, as Cameron Ochoa is going to come to the plate.
And you hope that this is the time where Cameron breaks out of it and starts breaking out. So Ochoa will step to the plate. He is 0 for 1. As Gutierrez now going to keep an eye over at first on Gonzalez. And he'll deal to Ochoa, and that one going to be in the dirt, ball 1. So the 1 ball, no strike count. Gutierrez, or rather Gonzalez, stands on first. Going to be held on by Price. Worked the 2-out single. As coming set at the belt, Gutierrez has the sign. And the 1-0 pitch swung on and missed as Ochoa took a good hack at it but came up empty. And the count evens up at 1-1. Left fielder Saunders playing way out deep.
There is a huge hole out there between center and left.
There is. He's also maybe a step over towards the left field line.
And the right fielder shading over a little bit more than normal, playing maybe a little bit to the right.
As Gutierrez hops off the rubber, and no throw, as Gonzalez did have a pretty significant lead out there. Gutierrez might have had a shot at him, but didn't feel comfortable letting it fly right there, I guess. I'm going to remember to keep an eye on Ethan as the ball comes to the plate, and Ethan will go on this one. It'll be a high throw, and sliding in safely for the stolen base will be Gonzalez. And it is strike 2 at the plate as Ochoa took another hack at one, but could not make contact. So now it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Cameron Ochoa at the plate. So a 1-ball, 2-strike count after the stolen base, and I can't believe I'm writing that on the wrong line. There we go.
Gonzalez stole the base, but he ate some dirt for his trouble.
Yes, he did. Wouldn't want to be doing the laundry for that one tonight. And the 1-2 pitch on the way, curveball up high, and things even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ochoa, the number 9 hitter. Cameron can find a way on. Salinas waits on deck. All tied at 3, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Lovington going to try and get a line moving. Setting up on the outside is Luscombe. 2-2 pitch, and that one is going to miss away. Ball 3. So runs the count full to Ochoa. Second full count he's seen in his 2 appearances at the plate. Runner at second is Gonzalez, who had the 2-out single and stole the base. Ontiveros shading a little over that way. Now he's back to his normal position as the payoff pitch swung on. That one is lifted high in the air to deep left field. Going back, and it is off the wall. That'll get a run home as Ochoa going to give the Cats the 1-run lead with the 2-out double to left. And that will move Gonzalez home, and Lovington now up 4-3. And we'll turn it over to the top of the lineup with Salinas.
And that was, as you said, before the Ochoa at bat, be a good time for him to kind of work himself out of the slump, hit himself out of the slump, and he did that. So good for Ochoa, good for Cameron.
Put a charge in that one and got it way out there, and then bounced it off the wall.
And I thought off the bat that it might have had enough juice to get out, but quickly saw that it was going to fall short of that. But still, nicely hit long ball that brought a much-needed run across the plate for Lovington.
I don't know what they're talking to us about. So the score is 4-3.
It's 4-3.
I think they're asking about Ochoa and some of the equipment that he took off. And they're going to say they missed the base at third.
Uh-oh.
And so we are tied at 3 as Gonzalez misses the base at third. We'll keep it right here because Coach Robert Areola is going to go over and he is going to do some barking. And I don't think I blame him on this one. I mean, we can go back and look at the video at some point, but it looked like he got it from where we are sitting. Now, we are just, I'm right behind home plate. You're just to the right of home plate. But it looked like he touched the bag to me.
I was not looking at his feet. You know, I took it for granted. He was coming around the corner, and I did not look at him when he passed the bag, so I can't tell you.
So that would wipe the run off the board as Coach Areola is still barking, and Robert just got himself tossed.
Oh, he's out.
So Robert Areola has been thrown out of the ball game, and that will also mean that he cannot coach tomorrow in the first game.
Right.
And so Robert Areola has been thrown out of this game. The run is wiped off of the board for missing the bag at second, and the Lovington faithful not happy. So it takes the run off the board, so it'll wind up being no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on after missing the base. And Robert Areola has been tossed out of this ball game, and he is still going to go over, and he's going to argue now with the head ump. And he's not a happy camper, and I don't blame him one bit at all. I mean, you've got to accept that the umpire sees what they see, and I can accept that. And I can accept that Robert has a difference of opinion, and so do I. But, I'm not out there. Robert is. But he is still not a happy man. But to get thrown out, and this is a bad thing, is now the umpire is coming over. The base umpire, he's coming over as the other umpire is telling him, sorry, Coach, you got to go. And now he and the field umpire are going to get into it again a little bit.
Well, now finally Robert is headed back to the dugout.
So
and Portales faithful getting into the action here a little bit. They're barking at Coach Areola.
They're saying we won't see you tomorrow either. Well, you will for game 2.
Right.
You just have to sit out one game. It is not one day. It is one game. So Coach Areola will be back tomorrow. But for game number 2, and so we will turn things over all tied at 3. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Portales Rams as Caden Gutierrez will lead off. Double and then a fly out.
All right, so 1 for 2.
So Lovington's assistant's going to be taking over.
He hit a sac fly out to center field. It did not bring a run in, but it did move the runner.
So now Lovington without the services of their head coach for the next game plus, and that one will be outside to Gutierrez for ball number 1.
So 1-0 the count, nobody on. Of course, we are here in the top of the 4th inning, having a sort of prematurely shortened bottom of the 3rd there.
And the pitch swung on and missed, and that will even things up at 1 ball and 1 strike. And we'll have to see who takes over at 3rd, if it'll be Coach Palomo, Coach Cruz, Coach Robles, or Coach Weiser. So 1 ball, 1 strike count. Aceves on the hill. Hernandez sets up outside of the 1-1 pitch, and that one is going to be in the dirt, ball 2. So the 2 ball, 1 strike count. And unfortunately for Coach Areola, and I'll have to double check this one before we come on the air tomorrow, I think he's got a little fine he's got to pay now too.
Uh-oh.
They don't fine players when they get tossed. They do coaches. And that fastball in the outside corner, things evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Pfeffenberger awaits on deck and Price in the hole.
So let's see how Lovington responds to not having the field boss out there as Hernandez sets up on the outside. And Aceves deals, swung on, and that one is going to be popped up over on the left side. Sanchez comes over. He can't see it, and it's going to fall in because of the sun. And so Gutierrez will have a double to left, a sun-aided double. And now Portales going to try and start moving their line as things have just the wheels have kind of come off for Lovington. All of a sudden, you got to take a deep breath and get it back together here.
Right. This kind of situation could do one of 2 things. It can make your team a little mad and bring everybody together, focus, around that energy, or it can cause some chaos and cause your team to fall apart. But usually one of 2 things happens. We'll see what happens with Lovington here. If they can pull it back in, get refocused, and simply play on the way that they know they can for the assistant coaches.
So now it'll be Pfaffenberger. He is 0 for 0. He's walked twice, so has not had an official at bat yet, and that one is going to be up and away, ball 1. And I have known coaches over the years who have intentionally gotten themselves thrown out of games to try and fire their teams up. I won't name any names, Coach Winder. So a 1 ball, no strike count.
And you see that sometimes you see that in the bigs too, when
yes, you do.
You see coaches pushing the envelope.
And the pitch, and that one is going to get away from Hernandez and go back to the retaining wall, and that'll move Gutierrez. Or actually, that's going to be Williams out courtesy running. That'll move him over to 3rd. Coach Rutledge was another one who would do that.
So no outs and 1 on, runner in scoring position. We are tied up as Lovington had to take that run off because the ump said that the base runner
missed
3rd base on his way to home.
2-1 pitch swung on and missed as got him with a high fastball. Pfaffenberger likes to go for those high balls, and he hasn't made contact. He's made contact with 1, but he fouled it off. I'm thinking maybe you stay high to him.
He's had a 3-1 count and a full count that he's worked into walks, his 2 plate appearances so far.
2-1 count swung on, and that one is going to be back to the screen, and things even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Price waits on deck. Another jam. A lot of traffic out on the base paths 7, now 8 runners have been left on for the Rams, and they've scored 3 in the ball game, so that means 11 base runners thus far through 3+. And the 2-2 pitch and swung on, and that one is heading out. That one I think we did make it to the parking lot, so we even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Pfeffenberger hanging tough at the plate, having to spoil him off if he can't get a clean hit on the balls.
So a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Runner at third is Williams. Pretty good leadoff over there. As Jonathan will deal the 2-2 swung on, and that one is high in the air. That one's going to be trouble over on the left side, too. Sanchez on the run, finally picks it up, comes in, and will make the grab about 3/4 of the way back. Tagging up is Williams, and coming in, and Portales on the sac fly to left will give the RBI to Pfaffenberger, and it will give Portales the 4-3 lead. So now 1 down as Traven Price to the plate. How big is that missed bag going to turn out in this ball game?
Wow.
So now Price to the plate. He is 1 for 2. He had an RBI single in the first, grounded out in the second, and he'll take the first pitch. Swung on and missed. Good inside off-speed pitch for strike 1.
Yep, he had the ground out to second base. The RBI single got stranded, so he's 1 for 2, this third plate appearance. And
the pitch, fastball, swung on and missed for strike 2.
Yeah, it's going to be an 0-2 count.
And I think if you're a Chavez, you just got to come right at him here. Don't nibble, just come right at him. And the 0-2 pitch, and he does come right at him, gets him with the high inside fastball, ring him up and sit him down. 4th K of the ball game for Aceves, and there is 2 down here in this bottom of the 4th inning for the Portales Rams. Now to be the catcher, Alex Luscombe to the plate. 0 for 1, walked and was left stranded in the first, popped out to Aceves an inning ago. So now the catcher to the dish. And Aceves will deal, and that one will be inside, ball 1.
2 outs, nobody on, but 1 run across in this at bat for Portales. They've broken the tie, the lead 4-3.
And the wind and the pitch swung on, and that one is heading to the parking lot. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Alex Luscombe, the catcher. With 2 outs, if he can find a way on, Zane Mayberry waits on deck. As the shadows sun down low enough now that I don't think Sanchez is going to have as big a trouble out there. Curveball, and that one's in the dirt, ball 2.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that he got a chance to redeem himself right away by having to really play that long and high fly ball after losing that other one. It wasn't really an error. He just lost it in the sun, couldn't see it. So I'm glad he got redemption.
And the fastball is going to be away, ball 3 to the catcher Luscombe. So it'll be a 3 ball, 1 strike count. Yeah, for Gutierrez, that did count as a double. And the 3-1 pitch swung on, and that'll be a line shot up the middle. Going to bounce in front of Ochoa. Cameron gets it and gets it in quickly. But it'll be a 2-out single for the catcher Luscombe.
And now Portales has a chance to launch a 2-out rally here.
And we will have a courtesy runner check in. Again, that'll be Dallas Lozano. And Zane Mayberry to the plate. 0 for 1, struck out in the first, then walked and scored in the third.
If he finds a way on, Tellus awaits on deck. However, Lovington would like to not get that far. They would like to get this third out as quickly as they can without Portales doing any more damage in this at-bat.
Yeah, get to the dugout and try and get that
run back.
That run back. What may wind up being the stolen run game, as that is high in the air to deep right field, going back and then having to come up as that one kind of got knocked down a little bit as Pondo. So Mayberry gets a pretty good shot on it, but flies out to right, and that'll be 3 away. But a run comes across for Portales as they take the lead 4-3 heading in to the 5th inning. Wildcat baseball continues in a moment.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball. In the bottom of the fourth inning, Portales puts one run across on 2 hits. There were no errors, 1 left on base. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Lovington coming up to the plate, but they trail by 1, 4-3. And with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
It'll be 1-2-3 due up for the Cats. Salinas, Garcia, and Pondo. Now Lovington trailing for the first time in this ball game, and they're going to have to put it together without head coach Robert Areola, who was thrown out at the end of the last inning for arguing about a missed base call that cost the Wildcats a run. So Gutierrez is still on the hill, so the Cats are now going to have to try and get that run back, but you've got 1, 2, and 3 up to do it, as Salinas will head to the plate to see if he can start things off for the Wildcats here in the 5th.
And Salinas walked and got stranded his last time up and popped out to the pitcher his first time up. So he's 0 for 1.
So Salinas to the plate will settle in. Gutierrez on the hill gets his sign from Luscombe. Will set at the belt. He is ready to go. And the first pitch to Cesar, and that one will be away for ball 1. So a 1-ball, no strike count. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Games 2 and 3 tomorrow at Wildcat Park, in critical games for both of these teams with the playoff selections on Sunday. And the 1-0 pitch curveball, that one is up high, ball 2.
And as we talked about before this game began, based on the rankings right now, the state rankings in 4A, Lovington is 16th and Portales is 17th. And they both teams just right on the bubble.
And they do take 16 teams, and I don't think they'll be taking all 4 of them out of this district. So the wind and the pitch, and that one is going to be away for ball number 3. So Lovington going to try and get the leadoff man on by hook or crook and see if they can get that run back. So a 3-ball, no strike count. Luscombe flashes the signs out. Have to see if Salinas is going to have the green light. He'll show bunt, pulls it back, and it's in there, called strike 1.
Yep, sometimes that's really just to try to throw the pitcher off, try to get a ball across the plate instead of a strike, and that looked like it was really not a serious bunt attempt.
So a 3-ball, 1-strike count, and the pitch swung on, and that one is going to be popped up on the infield as charging in is Tellez in between second and the mound will make the grab. So if Caesar lines that one out, it may get out of here. Instead, it's, about a 40-story building up there, but it'll be a pop-out to the second baseman, and there is 1 down for the Cats here in this top of the 5th. So now it'll be Luis Garcia to the plate. Luis 0 for 2, and as you would say, do.
Yep. That ball was high enough to maybe hit a bird or a small plane flying over had they been. Right?
Passing satellites.
Yeah.
I just got the text from NASA. They lined and the pitch swung on, and that's a hard shot on the ground. Tellez will somehow get to it coming towards first, but he is going to pull Page off of first base, and that will be an error.
Oh, I don't know.
Because he had to come across?
I think it's not an error. I think he did well just stopping that ball. I think I think that was good hustle, and I don't think he really had a throw, not at the angle he was. I think if he made it, it would have been a fantastic play. It was a good effort as it was.
They're going to call him out. They're going to say that Price maintained contact
with the bag long enough.
So it'll be 4-3 for out number 2.
Okay.
I thought he'd pulled him off.
Well, it was. I mean, credit where credit's due.
Yeah, it was a great play by Tellez.
Great play. Yeah.
And the pitch as Pondo will step in, and that one will be inside and low for ball 1.
And credit where credit's due. That's what first basemen are for. Is you're there for the stretch. You're there for the stretch. You're there to try to maintain contact with that bag, and no matter what you got to do.
And so the 1-0 pitch as Micah going to take that one high in the air to left field, but not enough of it, as Saunders will take about 3 steps over in front of the McDonald's sign out there and make the grab for the fly out to left. So the Cats go 1, 2, 3 in the top of the fifth. After 4.5, it's Portales 4, Lovington 3. Wildcat Baseball continues in a moment on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel at HobbsAmerica.com.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the SmartHub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcbcnet.com and look for the SmartHub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with SmartHub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. And in the top of the fifth inning, it was 3 up, 3 down, and no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the fifth, and Portales coming up to the plate. They still lead by 1 run, 4-3. With the call, TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Don Morgan. It'll be Elijah Tellez, who made a great play out in the field to make sure that was a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the fifth. So it'll be Tellez, Lagarda, and then Saunders. That is 7, 8, and 9 for the Rams. As Tellez steps in, he is 2 for 2. And the first pitch comes in from Aceves, and it's on the outside corner. Sweeper in there, strike 1.
Did I misspeak? Did I say that they were in the bottom of the fifth inning?
It is the bottom of the fifth.
No, but did I misspeak and say that the Wildcats...
And the wind and the pitch, and that one is going to be off the outside corner. And evens things up at 1-1. I think you're fine.
I think I was okay. I think I said top of the fifth. I don't know. I was going to correct myself had I misspoken.
So a 1-ball, 1-strike count. As Aceves looks in, gets the sign from Hernandez. Deals the 1-1 to Tellez, swung on in. That one's heading to the parking lot for strike number 2. So a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Cats and the Rams, final series of the regular season. And probably a playoff spot on the line for both of these squads. As Aceves will get the sign, Hernandez sets up halfway to the Lovington dugout. Now comes back in, and the pitch fastball away for ball number 2.
Still pretty good speed on Aceves when he throws the fastball.
So the count evens up at 2-2.
Even this deep in the game, and he's thrown a lot of pitches.
Yes, he has, and he has had a lot of traffic to deal with that on the base paths, too. And the 2-2 pitch, and that one ding-dong going to come in and hit Tellez in the back between the 1 and the 7. So hit by the pitch, and that will put the leadoff man on with the DH to the plate. Lagarda with the RBI double his last time up. As Tellez going to try and walk it off down that first baseline.
So 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, and now a hit batter for Aceves on the mound.
So probably not Jonathan's best game, but keeping him in it.
Yeah,
he's
not terrible.
Yep, doing the best he can out there, and he's done well. As Parr will hold on Tellez over at first, and now be the DH Lagarda to the plate, and he'll take the first pitch. Bell tie outside corner, called strike 1.
And that was a nice pitch. I think he was, again, when you hit a batter, when you give up a home run, your next pitch back, if you just haven't lost your stuff, is generally going to be a strike because you're mad.
Not a huge lead for Tellez over at first. As Aceves checks him, now comes to the plate, and that fastball is going to be away. And to even things up at 1-1. Wildcat faithful kind of groaning a little bit. Wanted that call, didn't get it. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Saunders waits on deck. Runner at first is Tellez, who was hit by the pitch. Nick holds him on over there. And the 1-1 pitch as the runner goes, swung on and missed, and the throw down. Hernandez got him. Yes, they did. 1-6.
Nice.
Burned down Tellez, attempted to steal. So 2-6 for out number 1. And so that'll wipe out the hit by pitch. And it'll clean the bases off. 1 down now, and it's a 1-2 count at the plate to Lagarda. And now back from just the regular windup.
Nicely done by Hernandez.
Good throw from Hernandez and a good catch and tag by Garcia. And the pitch, curveball, and in there, ring him up and sit him down. 5th K of the ball game for Aceves, and that will put Saunders to the plate. That's 2 outs as Lovington heading back to the dugout.
Guys, it's just 2 outs.
That's just 2 outs.
Yeah. I don't know why they're thinking. I mean, there have only been 2 batters up.
Whoops.
Yeah.
That's just 2.
A little anxious to get back. They might still get back here, but definitely. We definitely haven't. We definitely haven't gone to a 2-out.
It's a new strikeout celebration.
Right?
Used to you went around the horn. Now you go to the dugout.
Of course, Portales razzing the Wildcats a little bit over that.
As Dylan Saunders will step in, reached on an error, and then popped out. He is 0 for 2 in the first pitch to the number 9 hitter as he takes a rip at a fastball, and it'll be strike 1.
Popped out to the pitcher and reached on an error and got thrown out at second, so he's 0 for 2.
So the lefty number 9 hitter. And the pitch, and that one will come inside for ball number 1. So we'll count evens up 1 ball, 1 strike. Aceves and Hernandez, still your battery. Pata, Salinas, Garcia, Weiser, first to third. Sanchez, Ochoa, Pando, left to right. Sanchez over towards the line a little bit and left. And the pitch, and that one right down the heart of the plate, strike 2.
Yeah, it's a beautiful pitch. Saunders may not see another really beautiful hittable ball like that again, but still, well done. 1-2 the count at the bottom of the order. If he finds a way on, we'll be at the top with Ontiveros, but Lovington would like to end it right here.
Yes, they would, and Aceves will deal the 1-2, and that one's going to be inside. Gets away from Jaden. Nobody on, no harm, no foul, and evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, in fact, Ontiveros is going to come over and help him out, shag a ball, and turn it back in. Everybody else is a little busy.
A little bit, yeah. So the 2 ball, 2 strike count. Hernandez flashing the signs. He'll put himself on the outside portion of the plate. Aceves deals fastball swung on. That one is right down the line at third base, but it'll go just foul as it went foul right before it got to the bag. So that is a foul ball, and so we'll reset at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Saunders gets a piece of the fastball, but gets on it very late. And shoots it the other way, foul.
Well, again, and I think some of that might have been protecting the plate. He might have decided, that he needed to try to at least spoil that off with it was close enough with 2 strikes.
Hernandez sets up outside. And Jonathan will deal the 2-2 swung on, and getting a piece of that one as Saunders will stay alive again.
Fighting off some pitches here. 2 outs as Portales tries to launch a 2-out rally.
Leading 4-3.
Here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Lovington just 6 outs left to work with. 2 down for Portales here in the bottom of the 5th. 4-3 is the score. As Jonathan ready to deal. And the 2-2. Oh, that curveball just sailed on him.
Yeah, something went wrong in the mechanics of that delivery or the release of the ball. So now full count.
So another full count worked by the Portales hitters. Is Jonathan going to shake off Hernandez a couple of times? So now he's ready. There we go. And the payoff pitch swung on, and that one is heading to the parking lot. Please don't hit the White Highlander. And we'll reset at 3-2.
Field lights have come on now. Sun's still up, but ready to dip below the horizon here in just a few minutes, a little while. That should lighten the screen up, too, our camera screen that's on it.
Yeah, it has auto-contrasting on it.
Right. That's helping a lot, I think.
Payoff pitch, and that one is in there.
Yes.
Ring him up. No, ball 4.
Oh.
No, he pointed it first. But
he was pointing. He's calling it a strike.
So that'll be, and they're asking, no, they're going to say he went. And so did he point, because it looked like he was out.
Was he?
And they'll throw it, and they'll hit him. This has been all kinds of just goofy as Saunders will run around and throw it to second, and he'll be safe. So what they're going to say is they're going to say it was a strikeout, but Hernandez dropped the ball And so
Okay.
that will put Saunders at second, and Lovington may have another coach get thrown out here.
Wow. So the assistant is out questioning.
What's
Exactly
going on? And
what
now
happened.
the field umpire is telling him to go back to the plate.
So it was a 3-2 count.
It was a
though.
3-2 count,
Yes.
and it looked like a strike, but then he pointed to first base like he was going to run. What in the world is going on with this crew tonight?
I thought he was calling it a strike and that it was out, but it looked like, I guess he was calling it a ball, but no, they put him back in the box. So
I don't know what it should.
maybe
I guess he's
caught
going to
just
maybe
a piece of
just
just
a piece of the bat, maybe
it, possibly.
maybe a piece of the bat, and so maybe a foul tip
Right.
to stay alive. As now Coach Tella is going to come over and question, but he didn't swing the bat.
Well, he kind of moved.
I mean, he kind of moved and flinched. So
when
and
all
now
right,
Coach
now-
Tellez is arguing, and he wins the argument.
So now they're going to call it a walk. So he takes his base on balls.
And so, well, he didn't walk. He
didn't walk?
struck out.
Okay.
But
so
it was
they
Hernandez
missed him.
dropped the.
So it
and
wasn't a
now-
walk.
Yeah,
it was a strikeout.
but
So
a dropped ball, and and then now
So
they
now you
changed it.
think
Now it is ball four.
See,
so
that's what I'm thinking. Is that it was
Ay-yi-yi.
a walk.
And now Lovington going to come over, and they're going to argue about things.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'd written it down as a W in the book as a walk twice.
Yeah, and so I mean, if they're going to replay, the only replay they've got is ours, I would think. So
Wow.
I don't know. It looked like he
Interesting.
signaled strike to me, but then then it looked when he did that,
Yeah.
he pointed towards first, which would then make it a walk. And so 2 outs. We know Saunders is on first, and we'll just.
Only thing we need to know
And
is if
now
it's
Coach
is it a
Weiser's
walk
going to
or-
be out,
Yeah.
and he's going to bark a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
And the Lovington fans are barking a little bit. So, all right, we'll turn it over to Ontiveros as they flip the lineup. Taveros is 0 for 3 on the ball game, so 2 outs, runner at first. After we think Saunders worked the walk, as Aceves will deal, and that one is in the dirt. Ball 1. Is Lovington just needs to take. If I'm Coach Weiser or if I'm any of the assistants right now, of course, no Robert Areola, he got tossed earlier. I'm actually taking a timeout and I'm pulling the whole team around on the mound and trying to settle
it
this.
down. Yeah, settle and refocus. I think that's what they need
It's
to
still
do.
just a one-run game
True.
in the pitch, and that one is going to be low for ball 2.
But you don't want it to get out of hand, and this kind of an atmosphere can sometimes lead to that.
Yes, it can. So a 2-ball, no strike count to the leadoff hitter Ontiveros. Saunders stands at first. Pata holds him on. Aceves thought he was out of the inning, but he'll stay out there now. And the wind and the pitch and swung on, and that'll be a ground shot between third and short. Sanchez will come to it, and it'll be a 1-out, or rather a 2-out single for Ontiveros. Saunders moves to second. Ontiveros at first. And that'll bring Caden Gutierrez to the plate. And timeout going to be asked for as we're going to have a quick discussion at the mound. So while we've got a moment, thank you for watching and listening to the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com. And that will do it for Jonathan Aceves as he will be out of the ball game after 4 2/3. They're going to bring Cesar Salinas in to try and put the fire out. It should just be a straight switch, Aceves and Salinas. So we'll take a timeout with the pitching change. More Wildcat baseball in a moment.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the SmartHub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the SmartHub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with SmartHub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
All right. And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball with the timeout for a pitching change as the starter Aceves goes over to second, and Salinas will come from second and take the mound. So he is done with his warm-up pitches and back with the action. Here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much. So it'll be Aceves still responsible for Saunders at second and Ontiveros at first, so you can't close the book on him just yet. 4 2/3 of some wacky baseball is now to be the number 2 hitter, Caden Gutierrez, to the plate.
2 outs and 1 runner on.
And a 4-3 lead for Portales as Cesar will throw the first one just missing inside, ball 1. So Salinas not going to overpower anybody, but he throws a lot of breaking stuff, and he has sneaky speed after he's kind of set you up. And the 1-0, and that one is heading out of play over on the right side. So the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike to Caden Gutierrez, the pitcher, going to try and help his own cause out. Portales with the one-run lead. Lovington will claim this is tied, and I don't necessarily disagree with them, but the umpires have decreed that it is a 4-3 ball game in Portales, and that one going to be fought off on an inside one up and in for strike 2.
That's a count of just turning the bat in sort of defense, and the ball hits the bat. So you got to take the result of that, which is a foul ball technically, and it is a strike.
If Gutierrez can find a way on, Pfaffenberger waits on deck. Ontiveros at first, Saunders at second. New pitcher is Salinas as Cesar will check the runners, come to the plate, and the curveball inside, ball 1. Or rather, ball 2, as Gutierrez doesn't even flinch, and they call the balk. Wow. Wow. So Saunders to third on the balk. Ontiveros to second on the balk, as they have called a lot of balks this year.
All right, now
on Lovington pitching.
Is the pitching count, is that
It'll
count
still
going to
be
be
1
and 2,
yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah, it's like the pitch never happened.
Didn't happen, but the runners advanced.
Yeah, the only time they will put a ball up is if there's nobody on base.
Okay.
So it is a 1 ball, 2 strike count, and after a balk, runners now at second and third, as the field going to come over, and he says something to Salinas.
Well, as a pitcher, you've got to know exactly what you did wrong so that you don't do it again.
That's right. So Salinas will set high, and now comes to the plate. Swung on and missed. Ring him up and sit him down. Ball gets away from Hernandez, but Jaden will toss it down. So Gutierrez strikes out. First strikeout of the ball game for Salinas, and it will end a wacky 5th. And the score will become Portales 4, Lovington 3. I think we're going to the 6th inning. Maybe not. Maybe we're going to go back out and, have to, play defense again. But, okay, we are going to the 6th. We're coming back. I'm kidding. Wildcat Baseball continues in a moment.
We're the pharmacy that you've trusted for over 75 years. Being open for that length of time can only happen with consistency, service, and local engagement. Now Pharmacy has supported the local youth in City of Lovington for over 75 years. When you need a pharmacist, you can trust that Now Pharmacy will be there for your needs. Go by Now Pharmacy located at 122 West Adams in Lovington today. Now Pharmacy, a proud supporter of the Lovington Wildcats.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball in Portales, as in the bottom of the fifth inning, Portales has no runs on one hit. There were no errors committed, 2 left on base, and Lovington coming up to the plate in the top of the sixth inning. They trail 4-3, and with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan. And for your Wildcats, leading it off, it'll be Jonathan Aceves. He'll be followed by Jaden Hernandez, then Nick Parra. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Cats as they have got to find a run somewhere as they trail 4-3. And now the home plate umpire is asking something. He's going to call the Portales coaches over. All right, well, we've got a moment. Let's go ahead and run through your line score thus far for Lovington. 3 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, and they've left 3 on through 5. And for Portales, 4 runs on 8 hits. They have also committed an error, and they have left 10 runners stranded. So, okay, Jonathan will step back in. He is 1 for 2 at a triple in the first, then flew out to center in the third. And Jonathan going to try and get himself off the hook for the loss because he would be responsible for the L if this score were to stay where it is. And it'll be high for ball 1. Gutierrez still on the hill.
Lovington, of course, down to their final 6 outs, trying to get at least 1 run to tie it, 2 to go ahead.
And the 1-0 pitch as Jonathan's going to take that one out of play and even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So this game got a little contentious back in the 4th inning when they say Ethan Gonzalez missed the bag at third on a double by Cameron Ochoa. Arguing the call, Robert Areola thrown out of this ballgame, and it wiped a run off the board for the Cats.
And sent it back to a 3-all tie at that point.
And the curveball swung on, and that one is heading out into the park area for strike 2. Yeah, tied it back at 3, and then Portales put up a run in their half of the 4th to make it 4-3.
And that's where we have been, although wild and wacky things have happened with the team leaving the field with just 2 outs. And
then thinking they had called a strike 3, and it was actually a walk, apparently. So just wild and wacky. And the pitch swung on, and Jonathan going to fight that one off and stay alive, 1-2. Gutierrez only 1 strikeout on the afternoon. So not an overpowering pitcher.
No, but you know what? He's getting the job done. He's got the one walk, the 1 strikeout.
Yeah, stays around the zone and gets
right.
a lot of not real heavy contact. And when he does, it's right at one of his fielders, seemingly.
Yeah.
So
Lovington has had a double, an RBI triple off of him, a solo homer, a single, and an
the
RBI
pitch swung
double.
on and back to the screening. So we've hit, the team as a whole is hit for the cycle.
Right.
Triple, double, single, homer. As Evans fights off another one, the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jaden Hernandez waits on deck. And the battle continues at the plate. Gutierrez looks into Luscombe, gets his sign, and will deal the curveball and getting another piece of it to stay alive as Aceves fighting it off. Saunders and Mayberry playing pretty deep. Fappenberger back pretty deep in right, too. Infield pretty much their normal positions. Underway, top of the 6th, as both of these teams battling for their playoff lives in the final series of the regular season.
I'd say pretty.
1-2 pitch, and that one is going to be low for ball 2.
And Portales faithful, thinking that clipped the corner, but I think it was just a little outside the zone. I think the ump got that right, 2-2, and I would say that if it were Portales at the plate.
So it'll be a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Gutierrez ready to go. Luscombe on the outside. Swung on and missed as he runs the fastball by him. Second K of the ball game, and there is 1 down for the Cats here in this top of the 6th inning.
Well, Aceves made him pitch about, it seemed like 20 pitches to him. Probably about half that, though. Fouling off so many, and then finally.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's about a 9 pitch at bat. 8, 9 pitches. And so Luscombe going to put his mask back on and settle back in behind the plate as his catching counterpart, Jaden Hernandez, will step in. Jaden is 0 for 2, reached on an error, and then grounded into a double play. First pitch to Jaden, back into the screen for strike 1. If you're Lovington, you're going to start feeling the need to press here.
Right.
And you don't need to do that. You've still got outs to work with. You just need to do what you know you can do. You've seen Gutierrez now. You're in your third time through.
Right.
You know what he's going to pitch. Just find something you can handle and get the line moving. This Cat team is capable of doing that. And the pitch, and Jaden going to watch that one go. I don't know what was wrong with that pitch. I said that a minute ago on 1 hours, and I don't know what was wrong with that, but it'll be ball one.
I think it might have been just a hair low.
So 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Does it look like it caught the outside corner? So
That's it. I'm not arguing balls and strikes.
We'll take it.
1-1 pitch, and that one will be away for ball 2. So a 2 ball, 1 strike count.
1 out, nobody on. Again, all you've got to do is meet the ball, try to get on base, and then trust your team behind you to try to bring you around and in. So they don't need to do anything fancy or hard or try to do too much.
Pitch to Hernandez. That one will be away for ball 3. So a 3 ball, 1 strike count.
Got to have 1 to tie and 2 to go ahead. And here we are in the top of the 6th inning. Lovington running out of time.
And it'll be a 3 ball, 1 strike count. Luscombe flashes the signs. Gutierrez will deal, and Hernandez takes that one. It'll be a chopper off the hop. Gomez gets it at third. He will fire across the diamond. Price has to stretch down and cradle it in, but does in time. Hernandez pretty speedy for a catcher. He's out 5-3, though. And there are 2 down for the Wildcats as Nick Pata to the plate. Nick 0 for 2, grounded out to second, then grounded out to the first baseman. So Lovington running out of time and outs. 4-3 the score. Of course, you've still got the 9th, and we're not done yet in the 6th, or in the 7th. We don't play 9. We just play 7 in high school ball.
If Pata can find a way on, Weiser would be is on deck and would be up at the plate. And Weiser smacked a solo home run, his first plate appearance this afternoon, then grounded out to the shortstop. So, again, Pata needs to get on.
First pitch to Nick is going to sail away for ball 1, but he thought about taking a hack at it. Held himself up, though. Knows that right now base runners are the valuable commodity.
And that's the problem at the bat. You don't want to feel so much pressure. You're anxious and you swing at bad pitches.
Swung on, and that one is heading out of play. And the count evens up 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, you don't want to feel so anxious that you swing at bad pitches or you get sucked into chasing.
So it'll be a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Nick Pata at the plate, 2 down for the Cats. Here in the 6th, they trail by a run. As Nick will settle back in, Gutierrez. Now Nick going to say, yeah, let's take a minute. So he's going to step out. Still got Price, Tellez, Ontiveros, Gomez around the infield, 1st to 3rd. Saunders, Mayberry, Pfaffenberger, outfield left to right. Gutierrez, Luscombe are your battery, and that fastball will run up and in for ball 2. To Pata. Mayberry out in the center, maybe about a step or so over towards left, but a pretty good hole out in right center. Shading slightly towards the line, Saunders, and that pitch took something off of it and gets the outside corner, and the count evens up at 2-2 to Nick.
Yeah, just a little off-speed breaking ball.
So it'll be a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Of course, after tonight, regular season wraps up tomorrow at the friendly confines, Wildcat Park. And the 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on and missed, and strike 3 is down goes Para. And the Cats go 1-2-3 in their half of the 6th. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Lovington trailing Portales by a score of 4-3. More Wildcat baseball in a moment from the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com.
Lovington Schools proudly supports their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball. In the top of the 6th inning, Lovington went 3 up, 3 down with no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning with Portales coming up to the bat. They lead by 1, 4-3. And with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Carson Pfaffenberger will lead it off. He'll be followed by Traven Price and then Alex Luscombe. Heart of the lineup, 3, 4, and 5, 2 up for the Rams, who, as you mentioned, Don Morgan, lead this one 4-3. They want to see if they can put another run on the board and end this one in the 7th and really put the pressure on for the Cats tomorrow. So Pfaffenberger steps in. He is over. He had a sack RBIs last time up, and he'll take the first pitch from Cesar Salinas at the knees, strike 1.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Portales steps up wanting to pad their lead, get some insurance runs, and Lovington wants to get them out efficiently, get the dugout and try to even up or go ahead and try to win this game.
As Pfaffenberger, the freshman lefty, asks for time, and it is granted. So now he'll step back in as Jaden will run through his signs out to Cesar again. Salinas on in relief. Deal swung on, and that'll be a chopper off the end of the glove of Salinas. Gets over to Aceves. He will fire over to first, and in time as Parra has to go behind the bag to get it. And because Salinas got at least touched that one, it'll wind up being a 1-4-3 out number 1.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, it's lucky for Lovington and for Aceves out there that ball didn't deflect any more than it did. Yeah, because that's always tough when it's bad, it's bad luck, and then you really feel bad as a pitcher that you interfered and it could have been an out. But that no problem, and out for Lovington.
Now it'll be Traven Price. He's 1 for 3, and he'll take the first pitch. That one is on the ground. Jonathan gets it in the hole at second, fires it over to Nick at first. Plenty of time, 4-3. And 2 up, 2 down on just 3 pitches for Salinas in relief of Aceves. So Lovington trying to get the quick inning is now to be the catcher, Luscombe, to the plate. Luscombe singled his last time up, was left stranded. He is 1 for 2. Popped out in the third, walked in the first. So now 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lovington trying to get to the dugout to find one more run. As Salinas will deal and checking it up and holding it up, they're going to ask for an appeal. I doubt they're going to get it, and they won't. And it will be ball 1 at the plate.
I think that's fair. I think that was outside the zone.
Yeah, and I don't think he broke the plane.
No.
Yeah, held up on it. So it's a 1-ball, no strike count. 2 down for Portales. They lead 4-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. And the pitch, and that one is in there. Yes, it was. Yes, sir. 1-1.
Yeah, that definitely was a very nice pitch, catching the corner, and a little bit of speed on that for Salinas.
And the umpire deciding he needs a little liquid refreshment.
Well, it gets dusty down there. You're dealing with dirt around the batter's boxes. You've got a dirt mound and then dirt base paths from first around to third. So a little bit of wind. Of course, that all gets kicked up a lot.
Yes, it does.
Eat a lot of dirt when you're an umpire.
1-1 pitch, and that one will be in the dirt. Bounces up and hits Luscombe, but already a dead ball at that point. Ball 2.
So 2 outs, nobody on.
And a 2-1 count to Luscombe at the plate as Salinas will deal, and that one is going to just miss away for ball 3. So Luscombe going to try and find a way on, bring Zane Mayberry to the plate. Portales going to try and get the 2-out rally going. And the 3-1 pitch, and that one is going to run inside, ball 4, and the catcher Luscombe will get his second walk of the afternoon. He'll head to first. Would bet you'll have Lozano check into courtesy run for him.
Yeah, there you go. Well, yes.
Waiting on permission to come out.
Okay.
There he comes. As now it'll bring Zane Mayberry to the plate. Mayberry 0 for 2. Struck out in the first, walked and scored in the third, flew out to right in the fourth. So now Mayberry going to try and get the line moving for Portales. They lead 4-3, but would like another insurance run going into the 7th. First pitch from Salinas to Mayberry is a breaking ball, and it is in there, called strike 1. So a 0-ball, 1-strike count, 2 down. Pata holds on Lozano over at first, only about a half step, maybe 3/4 over there. Salinas from the stretch will check on him. SSR will deal, and that one swung on, and that one is out of play.
Kind of just right off the end of his bat and swung really late on that.
So Salinas ahead of the count, no balls and 2 strikes on Mayberry. Sorry, you got to think, going to have to, and again, I don't think if you're Lovington's coaching staff, I don't think you try and get him to chase or start nibbling. I think you just come right at him. But I always say there's a reason I'm sitting up here and I'm not coaching.
Well, they're down a coach right now. You might like to make that switch right now.
They don't want me doing it. Runner goes as the throw from Hernandez is going to bounce in. He had a little trouble getting it out of his glove, but they called it strike 3 anyway on Mayberry, so ring him up and sit him down, and that will end the Portales threat. So we head to the 7th inning. Lovington needs at least a run to keep this game going as Wildcat baseball continues in a moment.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats!
Welcome back to Wildcat Baseball. And in the bottom of the 6th inning, Portales scored no runs on no hits. There were no errors, 1 left on base. We go to the top of the 7th inning as Lovington comes up to the plate. They trail 4-3, and they need to get at least 1 run to tie, or this game will be over in a walk-off win for Portales.
And so leading it off, it'll be Ryan Weiser. It'll be followed by Ethan Gonzalez and then Cameron Ochoa. So it's going to be up to 7, 8, and 9. To see if they can find and get something going. For Weiser, he's certainly capable of it. He had a solo blast to lead off the 2nd. He is 1 for 2. So let's see if Rhino can muscle another one out of here or just get himself on and get something started for the Cats. Weiser will step in. Gutierrez still on the hill, going for the complete game for the Rams to save their pitching for tomorrow. And the first pitch is going to be on the ground, and it is going to be handled by Ontiveros. He fires across the diamond to get the speedy Weiser. Not in time, and Ryan will get the infield single. That kid is probably the fastest. He's got more baseball speed than I think just about anybody I've ever seen. And Ontiveros had made a pretty good play, but had to come over towards the bag at second and gave Ryan plenty of time to outrun it. So the infield single, and Lovington has that potential tying run on base at first as Ethan Gonzalez will step in. Ethan is 1 for 2, or rather 1 for 3. No, he's 1 for 2. He singled in the 4th, but then was out when he missed the bag at 3rd.
Right.
And then he grounded out back in the 2nd.
Had a line drive to the 3rd baseman.
Yes, he did. And the first pitch is going to be away, ball 1.
So
Weiser dancing way off of first as Price will hold him on.
Portales, of course, now trying to bolster the team. Yeah.
And Lovington going to try and put a little pressure on. A 1-0 count to Gonzalez at the plate. Gutierrez checks the runner, comes home, and that one right down the heart of the plate. Ethan, you may not see a better one than that all season. And it evens the count at 1-1.
Let's see. I believe 3 strikeouts, 1 walk.
I believe that is right for Gutierrez.
For Gutierrez on the mound.
He has induced a lot of not necessarily soft, but not real hard contact either. And the pitch, Weiser goes, and it bounces. Luscombe takes his eye off it for a moment as Ryan around second, thinks about third. Luscombe basically dares him to as he gets the ball up on the retaining wall. And so Weiser will move over to second on the stolen base. Because really, I think it was Weiser taking off, made Luscombe take his eye off the ball.
Weiser has good speed.
Yes, he does. And it's a 2-1 strike count at the plate to Gonzalez. Now the tying run in scoring position, nobody out. Gutierrez checks the runner, comes to the plate, and Gonzalez swing and a miss. That'll be strike 2. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Weiser with the infield single, then steals second. Gonzalez at the plate, 4-3. Portales in the lead. Critical games for both of these squads as we tick towards the 2.5-hour mark of this one. As Gutierrez takes his time, the 2-2 pitch inside with the fastball, and that'll run the count full to Gonzalez.
No outs. Lovington has a lot of leeway here with that runner in scoring position, and
so the full count. If you're Gonzalez, I don't know what you do here. I think you've got the green light. He's got good speed. Maybe they just told him to bunt, although I wouldn't think so. And the payoff pitch swung on and staying alive.
Yep. I think he just decided at the last second that might be close enough to be called a strike and went ahead and spoiled it off. Just tried to make some contact with it.
So that'll keep the count full, 3-2. Gonzalez, the DH, steps out. Now he's back in.
Pressure definitely on Lovington now. Those batters have got to be feeling it as they're running out of outs. They've got 3 to tie it or go ahead.
Ethan chokes up, and the pitch swung on, and that one is going to be a line shot. Find its way through, out to the wall in left center as Weiser comes around third. He is heading home, and he made sure he touched the bag, and it is an RBI double for Ethan Gonzalez, and he makes up for missing the bag at third, and we are tied at 4 apiece, and now Cameron Ochoa to the plate.
Wow. On a full count, having fought off some foul balls. Finally, he picked one out that he could send sailing out there. That was a solid line drive shot that went to the fence, and there's no question about it.
And here comes Coach Tellez. I have a feeling that will do it for Gutierrez. Or maybe not. He hasn't taken the ball from him yet. So he's talking to him and pointing to him. Just like, you want to give up another one of those? Have us lose this game? You good to go? Yeah, he's getting the head shake that, yeah, he's fine. So now it'll be Cameron Ochoa coming to the plate. He is 1 for 2 at that ringing double himself back in the 4th. And I think, yep, we are going to have a pitching change as it'll be Ontiveros who will come in to pitch as Gutierrez is done. Looks like they'll just trade places.
And Lovington has tied this up.
Yes, they have. So with the pitching change, we'll take a quick timeout and be back. Lovington 4 and Portales 4. Back for more. I know. Too many days on the road these last 2 weeks. We'll be back all tied at 4 from Portales on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel.
Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community, so bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball here in the top of the 7th inning. Lovington has tied it up 4-all, and Portales is making a pitching change with the call. Here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan, as Saunders will move in from left field. Dylan Saunders, the lefty, will try and get this one out of the top of the 7th and into the bottom of the 7th. So Saunders on to pitch. Ontiveros goes out to left field, and Gutierrez will play short. So now you got Saunders and Luscombe your battery. Price, Tellez, Ontiveros, Gutierrez and Gomez around the infield, and Ontiveros, Mayberry, and Pfaffenberger. So Ochoa will step in. He'll be the first to take on the left-hander, and he'll show bunt, and he will put a butte down between the line, and sledding on the turf is going to be is Saunders, and so it'll be the infield single, a textbook bunt put down, especially when it's all grass, no dirt out there. And so you got the textbook bunt, and now there are cats at the corners, and turn it over to Cesar Salinas, the top of the order.
And still no outs.
So Lovington going to try and manufacture one here, as they were pretty down after losing Coach Robert Areola to an ejection and then a run coming across for Portales. But now they're trying to get a little seventh inning magic going as the lefty Saunders on to try and put out the fire. Can't close the book yet on the starter Gutierrez. He's still responsible for Gonzalez over at third. And the first pitch swung on. That'll be a chop shot, and that is going to be getting through, and they decide they're going to try and come home, and sliding in and home safely is Gonzalez. A little hesitation by Gutierrez at short. He could have had a chance to turn two. Instead, he decides to try and cut off the run, and it'll be an RBI infield. Well, actually, is that a infield single or a fielder's choice?
I think it's a fielder's choice.
RBI fielder's choice then for Salinas, and he's at first, and now Ochoa at second, and Lovington is up 5-4.
Wow. Who would have seen all of this coming at the beginning of this game, right?
As Gutierrez has got to be kicking himself because that was right to him. He had a chance to come near side to get Ochoa and then go over to second. It still wouldn't have been enough you still would have cost you a run, but you'd have
traded
one
the
or
out.
two outs. Yeah,
we'd have traded the out for a run.
So now it'll be Garcia to the plate, and Luis will take a hack at a high fastball, strike one. So Salinas at first, Ochoa at second. 2 runs across for the Cats as they take the 5-4 lead.
Here in the top of the 7th with no outs.
As Luis ready, and the pitch swung on and got a piece of that one and fouls it back to the screen. So now Luis down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. You can close the book now on Gutierrez as he goes 6+.
With
4 of those runs his responsibility. So
right. With 3 strikeouts and a walk.
As Saunders will check the runners, come to the plate, swung on, and that one is lifted high in the air to right center field, going back, and that one is going to get over the head of Pfaffenberger. That'll get 1 run home, could get 2 as they're going to hold everybody up. Nope, they're going to go ahead and wave them out as that one gets bobbled, and a throw in, that one going to sail, and sliding in is Ochoa. And no, that was actually Salinas, so Cesar on the move is going to score. Ochoa scores from second, Salinas scores from first, and Garcia with the
third.
Yep, a 2 RBI double to right.
And he moved over to third on the throw.
He did, and now Lovington is up by 3. Our score is 8-4. Now, let's see, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
It's been a long day. And
that just scored 2
they're
more.
going to come out and talk to Saunders now as he's getting rocked, and the Cats have finally got the bats uncorked as Micah Pondo to the plate. He is 2 for 3. As the coaching staff for Portales going to try and settle things down. So now another potential run for the Wildcats just 90 feet away and still nobody out.
As Portales was looking very buttoned up, very controlled, very playing, very within themselves most of this game. And now, all of a sudden, here in the top of the 7th inning, the wheels coming off just a little bit.
And so now it'll be Micah Pondo to the plate. Again, Pondo 2 for 3. Had a long fly out to right his last time up. Or to left, rather. And the first pitch, Micah going to take that one out to the parking lot. A little bit anxious on that swing. Strike 1. Here in Lovington, you just want to keep putting another couple of runs on the board.
Sure, and the insurance you can because Portales has another bat left, and they're capable.
Yes, they are. And Aceves off the hook for the loss now. He will get the no decision. And the pitch to the righty, and that one is high in the air to deep center field. That one is going back, and bye-bye, baseball, touch 'em all to dead center field. Micah Pondo with the 2-run blast to center, and now 9-4 as the Wildcats have ripped the lid off and torn this one open in the 7th.
Amazing. That ball just kept going and going. It did not look like it was obviously out of the park for a long time until finally, you just realize it's over the fence. And sure enough, it's over the smallest fence on the right field. But, hey, it's over the fence, and we'll take it.
And now they're going to come out and talk to Saunders again as he's gotten absolutely rocked. They may be going, maybe we should have left Gutierrez in for a couple more batters. But the Cats are tearing into the lefty for the Rams. As now Jonathan Aceves to the plate. Jonathan 1 for 3. And Saunders, and I think we're going to have another pitching change. Yes, we will, as Saunders going to be done, as they are going to send him back out to left field or somewhere. So we'll figure out what's going on. Another pitching change for Portales as Lovington has blown this one open in the 7th. Wildcat baseball continues in a moment.
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the SmartHub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the SmartHub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with SmartHub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
Yes. And welcome back out of the pitching change. Once again, here we are in the top of the 7th inning as 6 runs have come across for Lovington and no outs. So with the pitching change and the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Don Morgan. Is now Tellez will move from second to try and put out the fire. Elijah Tellez, the second baseman, now taking over as Lovington has ignited. So he'll be replaced by Ontiveros, as Saunders will move back out to left field. So now you've got Price, Ontiveros, Gutierrez, and Gomez around the infield. Saunders, Mayberry, and Pfaffenberger in the outfield left to right. Tellez and Luscombe, they are your battery, as Lovington has erupted for 6 runs. And I have a feeling somewhere there is a coach who is no longer in the stadium that's talking about a little baseball karma.
Maybe so. 9-4 is your score right now. Lovington leading by 5.
And the first pitch from Tellez to Aceves goes behind him, ball 1. As Portales thinking they had this one pretty well nailed down and sealed up, but Lovington not stopping, not going away.
And it
don't
really
stop
was
believing, to quote Journey.
It was that infield single by Weezer that really got everything going, followed by the RBI double by Gonzalez, and that
pitch to Aceves, ding dong. Does that hit him? No, it comes off the knob of the bat. Foul ball, strike 1.
Oh,
wow! You see that happen, but. So it'll be a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Jonathan Aceves is the hitter. Nobody on, but nobody out. 2-run blast to center from Micah Pondo, second Cat home run of the ball game. So Tellez bends over at the waist, looks into Luscombe, has his sign, and he'll deliver. And that one is going to drop in on the outside corner, called strike 2.
interesting pitch, and he came off the mound a little differently than than his other pitches on that. So interesting.
So a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Usually you're
Luscombe sets up outside, and the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed as Aceves will go down swinging for the second time in the ballgame, and there is one down for the Wildcats here in this 7th inning, but they played 6 runs before they get one out. We'll take that every time. We'll trade 6 runs for one out.
Yeah, Tejas has an interesting delivery, and it may take the Wildcats a little bit. We'll see what happens, but it could take them a little bit to catch up to that and start seeing the ball well and hitting it. We'll see.
So now it'll be Jaden Hernandez to the plate. He is 0 for 3, and he'll take the first pitch low and in for ball 1. Jaden reached on an error in the first, then is grounded out a couple of times.
And what Lovington would like to do is simply say, okay, we just have one out, and let's keep the scoring going here.
Up by 5 now with one down in the 7th. And the pitch up high, ball number 2.
Tejas is going to have to hit the zone, but it's a little challenging. Hernandez has a pretty short strike zone.
So it's a 2-ball, no strike count. Tellez will wind, and the pitch swung on, and that one hit off the fists and foul just to the right of the first base line. So ran that one in on him, and Jaden fought it off, and so the count goes 2 balls and 1 strike. And so he'll get the bat back in his hands from Nick Pata. He'll come over, his coaching staff pointing things out, telling him what he wants him to do. So it's a 2-ball, 1 strike count, and the pitch, and that one is on the outside corner, called strike 2. And you're right, a little bit different delivery there.
Right.
But Lovington going to try and pick up on it. And another thing, if they were planning on using Tellez in some capacity tomorrow, this will limit his pitches.
True.
If they can get him out without throwing whatever that first plateau is. So it's a 2-ball, 2 strike count, and the pitch swung on and missed as back-to-back Ks for Tellez, and there is 2 down. But the Cats have batted around as Nick Pata now comes to the plate with his team up 9-4. So would love nothing more than to do something here with 2 outs. He can find a way on. The guy who started the inning, Weiser, waits on deck. So the open stance for Nick. He is 0 for 3, and the first pitch is going to be inside and hits him.
Okay.
So hit by the pitch, and so Pata will head down to first base. And we have turned this one over as now to be Ryan Weiser to the plate.
And Weiser is the guy who got everything started at the beginning of this at-bat for Lovington with an infield single.
So it'll be Parra over at first. I think maybe they're thinking about putting in a
substitute,
a pinch runner for Parra.
Yep.
Nope, I guess not.
Okay.
So Parra will stay out there.
Still 2 outs now.
Now it'll be Rhino to the plate, and he'll take the first pitch away for ball 1. And it all started on an infield single by Weiser. And they're going to take.
I think the bat.
Yeah, they're going to get the bat.
Get the bat out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Get the bat out of the potential field of
right,
play.
Right. Because as a foul ball could go over there, and a catcher especially might stumble over that. Right. Becomes a hazard.
Safety first. Every time, a 1-ball, no strike count, and the pitch. Weiser takes a big hack at it and comes up empty. The count evens up at 1-1. Parra over at first, being held on by Price. Gutierrez at shortstop was playing in. Now he's going to move back out. Shading over towards second a little bit is Ontiveros. And the 1-1 pitch. Weiser hits a chop shot, and that will go foul as Gomez will get to it just as it crosses into foul territory. And now it is a 1-ball, 2 strike count.
So Lovington down to their final strike in this at-bat here, top of the 7th.
And you hope it's their final strike of the game.
Well,
and
they certainly do.
Then they can get Bortales
exactly.
to go 1-2-3. And the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed as Weiser goes down swinging. And so in relief, Tellez will strike out the side around a hit by pitch, but Lovington erupts and puts 6 runs on the board. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Lovington 9, Portales 4. More Wildcat baseball in a moment.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
We're the pharmacy that you've trusted for over 75 years. Being open for that length of time can only happen with consistency, service, and local engagement. Nowell Pharmacy has supported the local youth in City of Lovington for over 75 years. When you need a pharmacist, you can trust that Nowell Pharmacy will be there for your needs. Go by Nowell Pharmacy located at 122 West Adams in Lovington today. Nowell Pharmacy, a proud supporter of the Lovington Wildcats.
Welcome back to Wildcat Baseball. In the top of the seventh, Lovington put on 6 runs with 6 hits. There were no errors committed, 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Lovington is leading 9-4. Portales coming up to the plate. And with the call, here is TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan, as it'll be Elijah Tellez, Edel Lagarda, and then Dylan Saunders on to try and claw Portales back into this. If you're Lovington, you don't want to take anything for granted. I think Portales did, and Lovington made him pay. As Salinas still on the hill, will deal the first one. That one is going to be popped up over on the right side on the run into foul ground. Pondo, who's got okay speed, just not able to get to that one as it tails foul, and it is a long strike one. So for the Cats, that's 6 runs as they were trailing by a run and just kind of felt deflated.
Yeah, they came into that top of the 7th trailing a run, and you could kind of just feel that there wasn't as much energy, but things changed, and wow, did they ever.
Cesar Salinas in relief. Gets the sign and the wind and the pitch, and that one is going to run away and even things up at 1-1. Salinas would be in line for the win now as they get the starter, Jonathan Aceves, off the hook.
And, you know, I'm sure Portales is thinking, wow, if they just put
1-1 pitch, and that one is going to just miss away for ball 2 as the Lovington faithful groaning.
I'm sure Portales is thinking, wow, if they had just put Tellez in as the pitcher in relief instead.
2-1 pitch swung on, and that'll be a chop shot. Charging up is Rhino. Weiser gets to it, fires across the diamond in time to get a speedy Tellez. That is 5-3. And there is one down, is now to be the DH Lagarda to the plate.
Of course, hindsight is 20/20, and that's the beauty of baseball. Is after the game you think of all of the could-have moments, right? And you think about the instant that games turn for one team or the other, or against one team or the other. And Portales will be replaying this one, and but it's not over yet.
And now,
it
actually,
is
we're going to
not over.
Going to have a pinch hitter. Lagarda going to come out of the game. He was 1 for 3. And they're going to put Miguel Gomez in to hit for himself. So the DH is out of the game, and the third baseman Gomez in to hit for himself, and he'll take the first pitch away, ball number 1. Yeah, and you got to think that Coach Tellez may be thinking, well, maybe he should have just left in Gutierrez let him try and work his way through it.
Right.
I mean, a lot of woulda, coulda, shoulda there if you're Portales. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. Evens the count at 1-1 as he kind of flinched and turned and broke the plane. So it'll be a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Cats trying to keep their playoff hopes alive.
And
of course, they'll still be alive for Portales tomorrow. And the pitch swung on and missed. For strike number 2, like we said in the pregame show, a sweep, you're pretty much assured of getting the 14, 15, or 16. But even going 2-1 probably will still sneak you in right at the bottom. And the 1-2 pitch and curveball in there. Yes, sir. Ring him up and sit him down for Salinas. That's his 3rd K of the ball game. And now Portales is down to their final 3 strikes of the ball game.
And we're going to have a substitute batter.
Yes, we are. We are going to have a pinch hitter in, as that will be
number 11, and that is Noah Swift.
All right, I missed Mr. Swift on the lineup. So Swift will come in to bat for Saunders. So Swift will step in, and the first pitch to Swift, and that one will be away for ball 1. Should things stay like they are right now, Salinas would get the win. Saunders would take the loss. And the 1-0 pitch, and that one is going to be away for ball 2. So Swift on as the pinch hitter. And Cesar going to ask for a new baseball, going to get one from the umpire.
So 2 outs, nobody on here. Bottom of the 7th. Lovington leading 9-4.
As Salinas will deal the 2-0, and that one is going to be at the letters, outside corner, called strike one.
Nice little pop in the glove for that as well for Salinas.
Salinas put a little bit on that one. A little mustard on it, if you will.
All right.
And the 2-1 pitch swung on and missed as he runs that fastball by Swift, and now Portales is down to their final strike. So he's run a couple of fastballs up there. I think maybe off speed or the curveball inside. That's what I'm thinking here. So a 2-ball, 2-strike count, and timeout asked for by Swift and granted by the umpire. His Portales team will take a lot of time.
Salinas going to do a little housekeeping out there on the mound around the rubber.
Yes, he will, but he's ready to go now on the 2-2 pitch, and that one is going to be in the dirt and gets away from Hernandez. Nobody on, though. No harm, no foul. And that will run the count full to Swift, pinch hitting in the 9th slot. He finds a way on. It'll turn things over to Andrew Ontiveros. 9-4, Lovington in the lead after a big 7th inning comeback. And the pitch swung on, and that one is over the light standards on the right side, now to play.
So he stays alive at the bat. Still, Portales down to their final out, looking for, the mother of all 2-out
looking for a
rallies
little magic of their own.
That's right, looking to get these 5 runs across.
And Swift asks for timeout again, and it's granted. Now, we've seen a couple of times in the district season, batters have asked for time, and the umps have gone, nope. So it'll be a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Full count, payoff pitch, curveball swung on. That one is hammered down the left field line, and if it is fair, it is gone. It is foul by about 5 feet as Swift very swiftly going to have to come back across the diamond and we'll reset at 3-2. So Swift off the bench trying to punch one out of here. He jumped on that one from Salinas. Got all of it, but got it foul.
So just a long strike, and the count remains full.
So a 3-ball, 2-strike count. The outfield is playing deep. Infield, their normal positions. As stepping back in is Swift. So he'll twist the bat around. Salinas ready to go. Hernandez gives him the sign. Payoff pitch swung on. That one fought off the fists and over the Lovington dugout, out of play.
Well, a tough at-bat, I will say. There's a lot of pressure on, a lot of disappointment riding on an out here. So, as a batter, you feel that. The weight of the game and your team is on your shoulders, so it's a tough place to be.
So Swift out. Now he will step back in. As for time, the ump gives it now. He'll turn things over to Salinas. Hernandez down, flashing the signs. Payoff pitch again. Swung on and missed. Ring him up and sit him down. And the Wildcats complete the come-from-behind victory. 9-4, the final score. And we'll head to tomorrow's doubleheader at home with the inside track to squeak into the playoffs. We'll take a quick timeout, come back and wrap this one up. Wildcat Baseball continues in a moment.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
Schools proudly supports their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Okay. And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Your final in this one, 9-4, Lovington wins. And with the wrap, here is TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Don Morgan. With the win, Lovington will get their 10th win of the season. They'll go to 10-14 on the year, but more importantly, 2-5 in district. They will drop the Portales Rams down to 10-12, and they'll drop to 1-6 on the season. 2 games remaining, so very important games coming up tomorrow. Lovington 9 runs, 13 hits, 1 error committed, and 4 runners left on. For Portales, 4 runs on, is it 8 hits or 9 hits?
For Portales, I show them with 9 hits.
So 4 runs on 9 hits, 1 error, and they leave 11 on base as things got a little contentious on the, at least in the stands after the ball game. Of course, Coach Robert Areola will not be with us for Game 1 tomorrow as he was ejected for arguing an out call on a potential missed base. We're going to have to go back and look at that one and see if we can pick it up. But, so we won't have Coach Areola for Game 1 tomorrow, but the assistants and the kids, hats off. They never gave up because that took a run off the board, and then Portales immediately scored, and that could have completely deflated.
Sure.
But the Cats said, nope, we're just going to keep fighting, and blew up for 6 runs in that 7th inning. So something tells me tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day at the friendly confines of Wildcat Park.
Yeah, it certainly will. There's a lot at stake, a lot on the line, and Lovington's got the momentum now with this comeback win heading into the games tomorrow, and knowing that they get to play on their home field. And so you gotta move the needle a little bit more toward them, but you can't count Portales out, and you can't count those games as wins until you play them. So it will be definitely a game, and this was a game that Portales was playing very well, with the exception of leaving a lot of runners on
the
base,
yeah.
and then making a pitching change. That, if it's interesting, the Tejas, who finished the game for them, actually struck out Lovington.
Yes, he did.
And, if he had come in relief earlier,
maybe it's a different story.
Could have been a different game, but that's not how it ended up. And Lovington indeed gets the 5-run win, 9-4, and goes into the games tomorrow with a 1-0 series lead.
And Cesar Salinas will get the win, and getting tagged for the loss will be Dylan Saunders. So I'll be flying solo tomorrow. You'll be on assignment, but
yes,
be on a little before 5 o'clock here on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel.
Yep.
And HobbsAmerica.com. So the Cats, with a couple of home runs tonight and a never-say-die attitude, get the victory in this one. And with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on this one as the Cats come from behind, but lose, unfortunately, Coach Areola, at least for Game 1 tomorrow. But we will see you tomorrow. Our final tonight is Lovington 9, Portales 4. This has been an exclusive presentation of New Walmart Broadcasting and One Radio Square Sports. Good night, everybody.